Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. I'm just a question asker. My name is Raheem Algerman. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, but I got my brother from another mother, but we got the same father on the line with me. This is Mr. Wise Man Donald Toussaint. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, how about yourself?
Hey, doing good, man. Tucson, today is Friday, man. What your weekend looking like?
Man, I got a kind of busy weekend. We're doing a workshop.
Hmm.
Uh, we got a community event. We trying to got a food pantry truck going out coming through. So
Hmm.
we're gonna try to feed as many people as we possibly can. Again, not boast to brag, but you know.
That's good. That's good. That's
So
and
we
man, I
got to
want I
we
want
got to touch.
exactly. And I want to say thank you, man. Even though it's not affecting me in that way, but it is affecting me in that way because it's affecting my brother that I don't know, my brother and my sisters that I don't know. And so I want to take this opportunity, man, to say thank you for you, your church, your organization that you're a part of, man, for going out there and doing the things that you do. Very well needed, brother. Very well needed.
Yeah, definitely it is needed. And you can in your area. There's a anybody's area. There's a Feeding America program
Okay.
that all you have to do is reach out to them,
Mm-hmm.
and there's grants available too that you can reach out, and they if you're doing something, they'll provide a grant to help you if you can't afford to get the truck. It's a truck full of
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a 32 footer or something
Wow.
like
Wow.
full of food
Mm-hmm.
that they get, and you can feed a whole community.
Wow. Wow. That's huge.
16 pallets of food of different kinds,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
fruit, vegetables,
Wow.
meat,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's huge.
matter of fact, just so that you can have an idea of what it looks like, I think that I usually don't even try to, I stay in the background of it, but so that you can see
Mm-hmm.
what it looks like. I'm probably going to take some pictures and photos and let it see what's available
Yeah.
that
That's
you can
good.
help. You'd be surprised how many needy families. And what I do is it don't make no difference whether you need it or not, because just because a person
Yeah.
has a house, that don't mean they're not struggling.
That's right. That's right. And Tucson, let's put some information out there, man. If somebody in that area want to come out and help and assist, is there room for them to come and help, or can they help, or are you
Oh,
looking for help at all?
well, yeah, definitely. We're in the Pearlington area, Pearlington, Mississippi. I didn't even know it was that. Another long name, Raheem. Uh,
Yes, it is. Yeah.
but it's let me see if I can find it. I usually have all the information, but actually it is in the Pearlington area, and what we're gonna do is called Feeding America, and so we're gonna have it at the
Mm-hmm.
at gym. The zip code is 39572, and you can pull it up. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna I'll put some more information out as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
But the church is 162.
Burlington, Mississippi, right? Are you there? Okay, Tucson might have hit that wrong button. He might have hit that wrong mute button for a second. But I know he was telling me, and I'm going to put it on the screen as well. I'm gonna put the zip code on there. Let me see, 3 3
Yeah, can you see?
What
Can
is this? Yes, there you go. There you go.
you?
And
Yeah,
you said the
it's
zip code is 39572, right?
3727272.
Yeah.
And so we're
Okay.
gonna
I
we're
just
gonna rather than do it at church, it's better to do it at a open community building because sometimes
Mhm.
when you say church, people say, "Oh, well." So in
Yeah.
order to get it done, you have it in the public arena. So we're doing
Yeah.
it at the
Yeah.
gym, at the library, and that way you have
Mhm.
access for all the community to come in and out, and we can serve the people. But we show for volunteers, bags,
Yes.
boxes, and if you're in the area,
Mhm.
just to let you know, if you bring your own boxes, we'll fill them up with food. So, or
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you know them little grocery bags that you have, bring them,
Mhm.
and we'll fill them up
Mhm.
with food, and that would be helpful. So,
There you
thank you
go.
for that.
Is that right on the screen right there? Is that right? The city and the zip code? City, state, and the zip code? Is that
That's it.
right? Okay.
Three nine
Good deal.
five seven two. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good deal.
Appreciate it.
Good deal. So
That's good.
if anybody, want to come out, if anybody want to help or assist or whatever the case, man, we need your help. We need your help. I say we because like I'm a part of it, but that's my brother that's doing it, and that's my family that's doing it. So yeah, we need your help, man. So if you're in the Pearlington, Mississippi area code 39572, come on out and give us a hand. If you know somebody that's in need, you know somebody that needs something that is in need of some food or assistance, make sure that you assist them in getting there. Make sure you assist them in getting there. All right. That's just what it is. Now, Tucson, got another question for you. We have an ex-president, and I know you don't get into all this political stuff, but I want to hear your thoughts on it. We have an ex-president, former president of the United States of America, that has been indicted on federal charges. Talk to me, brother.
Does the United States of America, the most one
Mm-hmm.
of the, I'm gonna say one of them, won't be down on us,
Yeah.
bias, and I'm gonna say bias. That makes some feel, if you have
Mm-hmm.
an elite, you can get away with crime in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the
Wow.
injustice system, it's an injustice
Mm-hmm.
that have always and unjust, always thrive and build.
Hey, hey, Tucson, your volume is skipping in and out, brother. Your volume is
Yeah,
skipping in.
I'm moving about. I might have to, I might have to do. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you better now. There you go.
I might have to call in and moving about
Okay.
because,
Okay.
but it's the most unjust system
Mhm.
in illegal to some people, and that's
Mhm.
sad, but it's
Hey,
true.
Tucson,
How can you?
hey, Tucson, call in, brother, because it's skipping real bad. I want to make sure people could hear what you're saying. So
Get this,
call. You can stay on the video side, but
get
call
this.
in as well because
All right, we'll
and
do.
I want to hear why. Okay, while Tucson is doing that, it's gonna take him a second or two to do that. While he's doing, I want to hear what you all have to say. What's on your heart? Is it right, wrong? How do you feel about a former president of the United States of America being indicted on federal charges? What do you all think about that? The phone lines are open. Somebody might agree, somebody might disagree, somebody might say it's good, other people might say it's bad. It depends on, I guess, where you stand. But I want to hear from you all. I want to hear from each and every one of you all. Tell me your honest opinion. Give me your honest opinion as to what do you think. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We have a ex-president, I'm about to say sitting, an ex-president of the United States of America that has been indicted, and they say there's more charges to come. They say there's more charges to come on a former president of the United States of America has been indicted. One of the charges for keeping top security papers, documents at his home. They say that he talked to the people, and his whole team has said that yeah, we turn the papers in, we don't have any more. They got some on from him, but he kept other paper and lied about it, said that there was no other thing, and they got the feds got information that there are other documents in his home. Went into his home, searched his home. Now, see, that's another thing. Searching the home of an ex-president of the United States of America, but in their search, they found over 100 documents that he had said were not there, that they turned them all in. Wow. Wow. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I saw that, and then they go to other folks' house and they say, "Well, we caught them too." Well, that says a lot about this country.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. But even this guy in his campaign speech last time, he makes a statement that is a threat. I would say it's a threat, or it's a boast about he can get away with crime.
Yeah.
He says, and y'all heard it. I can go out in the street and shoot somebody and never lose a vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And
Oh, really? That's part of your campaign, Mister President elect.
mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And here he is indicted, and it ain't even went to. I don't know. Did he go to trial yet? I
No.
don't know. How they drag things out. I
Mm-hmm.
bet you if it was me, I've been hauled off and dragged to jail. I'd be in jail right now. Matter of
Exactly.
fact, let me just say this for free.
Yeah.
There's people that have not even gone to trial, been in jail for 10 years.
Yep.
Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
With no, with ain't even seen the judge yet.
And see,
He's just done.
they're coming at him for this, right? Because truth of the matter, and I'm not. I don't have a dog in the fight. I talked to one of my brothers last night. Was talking about this as well. I don't have a dog in this fight, man. Because truth of the matter, I got to be honest. I look at both sides of the coin. People say, "Well, Raheem, you want no." I look at both sides of the coin. So my thing is this: he had those documents in his home. Biden had those documents in his home. Pence had those documents in his home. All of them should be. You can't get only thing about it. The only thing about this, you can't get Biden right now because he's a sitting president. He's a sitting president of the United States. Maybe when all this is said and done, when he's out of office, they may even go after Biden for the same situation. They should go after Pence. He had documents in his home too. But the only difference is Trump lied and said, I don't have any more. Y'all got them all, or I could, he went so far as to say, I could declassify them just by saying or thinking it. Now they're declassified. Man, brother, man, you being a president of the United States, you know that it don't work like that. It don't work like that. But Tucson, he lied and said he don't have any more. They got some from it. And like I said in the beginning, he lied, said he didn't have any more. They got the win that there's more documents in his home. They went and searched his home, Mar-a-Lago down there in Florida, found over 100 more documents that he said he did not have. So that's another crime when you lie to the feds. That's another crime there, brother. That's another crime. Tucson, talk to me, man. Is he in this thing real deep?
Well, you can get away with a lie. I mean, you can get away with it
Mm-hmm.
if you're in a certain if you're in a certain seat in a political arena, you protect it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
because and you can kick that can till you die.
Mm.
As a matter of fact, with security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we pay for it. That's the other thing about it. We're gonna pay for that trial.
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna pay for all of that. We paying his salary, get a salary for life
Mm-hmm.
for being a crook.
Wow.
And it's not necessarily, oh, let's jump on Trump today. No, the system
Mm-hmm.
that has been developed, and he know it. He's sharp as a tick. He ain't no dummy. Now, he's
Mm-hmm.
stupid. Excuse my language,
Yeah.
but he ain't no dummy
Mm-hmm.
because he knows that if you are, and he said it, uh, the political arena is corrupt, and I can get away with certain things, and it won't be a crime because that's why he tries stuff. That's why he states the stuff that he does because he know that he can get away with it because the guy he's uh he's not dumb as folks think he is
Mm-hmm.
because he's been doing uh that for so long. How much property does he have that he didn't pay for?
Yeah.
He just
Mm-hmm.
he just filed bankrupt and don't have to pay nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
how he operates,
Yeah.
and everybody know it. Dismiss the president, Mr. President. What a guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad. It's just sad how in this beautiful country we live in that you can be a criminal and nobody say a word,
Mm-hmm.
and you can
Mm-hmm.
get away with it too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been proven many times over.
Ain't a bit? Ain't that a beautiful thing, or is it just sad?
Terrible.
I
Absolutely
think
terrible.
I think it's just sad.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just sad.
And so you got people at that
I'm trying
level. You got people at that level too. So just like you said, man, to your point, they do it and get away with it all the time.
all the time, every day,
Yeah.
and they're gonna get away with it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because they can.
I'm very interested to find out. He's supposed to go to trial Tuesday. He's supposed to go Tuesday and be on trial. I'm very interested to see how this thing gonna play itself out. I'm very interested to see
He
how.
won't. He won't spend a day.
Wow. You don't think
It's gonna
so?
be a charade, a charade,
Mm.
entertainment.
Wow.
Just like he had his television show.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're fired. Yeah, he's gonna be just like that
Mm-hmm.
because he's an entertainer,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they love about him. He's not a regular politician. Whoa,
Mm-hmm.
he's an entertainer. He's a businessman.
Wow. Wow. Five
So
508-924-3521 508-924-3521. Give us a call. Tell us what you think about this whole situation, man. Should an ex-president be indicted on federal charges for the charges that Mr. Trump is being indicted on right now? They say that they haven't even touched the Georgia situation about him and they got him on tape. He said, I didn't do it. I did nothing wrong. But brother, they got you on tape. Well, you made the phone call. They've played the phone call on air on all pretty much all the stations about you saying this and you saying that. I just need this many votes. I just need this many more votes. Find those votes. How you gonna find a vote? You count the votes. You count the votes, and when you count the votes, whatever you have in counting the votes, when you count the votes, whatever you have is what you got. You came up short. You didn't think it was gonna happen. You thought you was gonna win. You had all your eggs in a basket of you winning. Maybe you even knew that if you did not win, what's happening right now was going to happen sooner than later. So you was counting on the fact that you will win, so you could be in a situation that Biden is in. Let's keep this thing 100. That Biden is in, that he can't be indicted right now because he's a sitting president. Now, if he for whatever reason does not win, I want to see if they're going to go after him too. Pence, he's running for office right now. You had documents too. Are they going to go after you? The only difference is, as I said earlier, the only difference is they didn't lie about it. They turned the papers over, and that was it. Both of them, Pence and Biden, turned those papers over. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Here, Mr. Trump did not do that. Mr. Trump hid and said, no, I don't have any more papers. That's it. Y'all got them all. Y'all got them all. They got wind, looked into it, went into his home, Mar-a-Lago, down there in Florida, found over 100 more documents, certified documents. Let me say it like it is. Certified documents that were not supposed to leave the White House. Found them in his home. Now, what was his plan with those documents? What are you planning on doing with those documents? Tucson, talk to me, brother.
well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt because he maybe want to study his documents, read them, and he had no time to read them at the White House.
Yeah.
Does he live at the White House?
Okay.
The sitting president live at the White House,
Mm-hmm.
or do they have another home they can go to? I mean, he got a bedroom, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He can sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but see, I don't know. I've I don't. man, if you, I think they all do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all right until somebody had something that they was trying to get on it, or any one of them.
Mm-hmm.
See, that as long as you're not a problem, ain't nobody gonna bother you.
Yeah.
But see that one thing about him, they know from the day one. Excuse me, that's just me. They knew he was a crook when he ran for office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, how many times did he not pay somebody in business?
Mm-hmm.
Just I'm not gonna pay you. I'm not satisfied with your work. Have he's so dogmatic about illegal aliens, but he got a bunch of them working for him.
Every day.
So I don't want to get off the subject. Yeah, I don't want to change the subject, but I'm just saying that ultimately in this country, if you are of a certain stature or status in life, you can get away with murder.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I'm pretty sure he's done that already. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it'd be all right. All you got to do is pay the fine. So you get a fine. Somebody else, I'll go to jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Point blank period. And then if I don't go to jail right away, they hold me in jail before trial so long that I'll sit in jail until I get old.
Mm-hmm. And forget and so
I'm
long
doing the same thing.
sitting there so long you don't forget what they charge you. What they charge me with?
I'm trying to tell
Yeah.
you, you
Mm-hmm.
better believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens every day.
Yep.
But you
Yep.
know what? They'll go home, won't have no ankle brace on or nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and then get paid for it.
Exactly.
So we'll.
Tucson, I heard somebody say this
But,
I heard somebody say this term the other day, and it blew me away. I've heard people say I could show you better than I can tell you. I heard people say that, right? I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm sure you heard somebody say that before. This cat here said, man, I could teach you better than I can tell you. Hey, say, let me get back to it. I got it right now right here. He said, I could teach you better than I could teach you better than I can tell you. I can teach you better than I can tell you. Now that's powerful right there. That's powerful because it's not. I can show you. That's one thing. Show them one thing, but teach them. That word "teach" changed the whole dynamic of what that conversation was. And so, what does it mean to you when somebody say, "I could teach you better than I can tell you"? How powerful is that?
Well, you know what? Raheem, it's kind of like it's hard to get somebody to do something.
Yeah.
But let me the same teach show. Let me teach you how to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. It's easy. I can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
I really can.
Because go ahead.
No, the teacher know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The teacher knows how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a math problem, and they'll say, "Okay, here it is." They write it on the board, and boom, there it is. I done taught you that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether you want to learn it or not, that's a hard thing.
Yeah.
But I don't already showed it to you. Here it is right there. Now, boom, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get from point A to point B? Take a left, take a right, take a left. Well, no, you don't understand? Okay, come with me. Get in the car. Let me show you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't know how to drive? Let me show you. Hold the wheel. Here's the pedal. Here the brakes. Put it in gear. Put it here. Oh, you don't understand? Come on with me. Sit down right there on the passenger side. I'll show you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna teach you how to drive. Now that's a statement, but if you think about it, it's not actually complete because just because you teach them, that don't mean they learning nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because they got people flunk grades every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that
being taught well.
So that goes into the willingness of the individual to learn.
That's it. Yeah. You can't teach a old dog new trick. That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, you can. if he's willing
Yeah. Yeah.
to submit himself to the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you actually can. But just because you're teaching somebody something, we do it every day. We talk about something and we say, okay, we do this, we do that, that. But every day you got somebody that say, well, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they're not willing, then you can't do nothing with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
I can
can't.
I can teach you better than I can tell you. And the part that I found so powerful in that statement is the teaching part. Now, if you teach, if you're a good teacher and you're teaching them, and they're willing to learn and absorb what you're teaching them, man, that can impact their whole life and the lives of a lot of people around them. If like you said, if they're willing to learn and to be taught.
Yeah. You say if a person say, well, if I give them a fish, I'll have to feed them every day. If I teach them to fish, I can feed them for a lifetime.
Yes, absolutely.
But you know what? You don't fish on the couch.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Say I don't. But they got too many fish markets between me and the lake for me to go out there in the first place.
Man, look here, and you know
But
that's different with me, man. I'd rather be out there, man. I'd rather be out there, man, casting that hook
I,
in that water, man. See what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get
I
something.
had I had I had a fella told me, he said, man, I got a good fishing spot, but you got to carry the boat, and if you don't bother the alligators, they won't bother you. I said,
Mm-hmm.
man, I ain't gonna go out there.
Yeah.
So ain't.
Mm-hmm. I used to fish in
I
it.
ain't going out there.
I used to fish in this spot in Augusta, man, called Finney Swamp. Anybody from that area know exactly what I'm talking about. But Finney Swamp, man, they had some of the biggest gators you ever want to see, man. I saw a 7-foot gator just swim real slowly. He was going real slow by me. I'm on the bank fishing, and he just swam right by me. Then look, he ain't look at me, and I was certainly looking at him. Make sure he went on where he's supposed to go.
So yeah,
But he didn't pay no attention to me, man. It's like I
yeah,
wasn't even there.
they're territorial.
Yeah.
If you're not bothering them, they're not gonna. I guess, but I'm not gonna go out there and find out.
Yeah.
So,
I ain't trying to test the waters, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
No. He told me one time, man, come hunt with me. Deer hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, now if you see the hog, just find you a tree to climb.
Huh?
Because we got them wild boars.
Yeah. Man,
And they'll cut you up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They'll tear you behind up. You know, it's a lot of them over in Hawaii, man. So they tell you if you come in contact with them, get out the way.
Going out there.
Get out the way.
So what I'm saying is, there are some people are not willing to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be willing to be taught.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we I don't know. I just can't. Why you flunking the class when they got somebody got A's in the class?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Same class you going to.
Exactly.
You're not paying the attention that the other student is doing. You're not applying yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
So I think that's what that means.
That
or it might be that you have a learning disorder where you might need some help.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That happens.
Yeah, it does.
So,
mm-hmm. Now, Tucson, I'm gonna ask you this other question, and let everybody know that the phone lines are open. You know, the family gonna be together in just a few minutes. We wait on everybody else to come on in. Today is Friday, man, so you know how it is on Fridays. But Tucson, I'm gonna ask you this question, and we talked about this on here before. But I want to hear your heart on this, man. Why do you think most people that's in a relationship with somebody else, relationship, marriage, or whatever they call whatever status they're on, but why do people cheat?
That's because they got an excuse to. That's about it. So in a nutshell, they might say they have a reason. They might give you a reason, but they have an excuse to. I mean, there's different. Some people say I'm not cheating. I'm just moving on.
But see, even with that, and you're right, they do say that. But even with that, my thing is, if you don't want to be with the person anymore, let that person know. Instead of you going out there and open up and exploring new territories, let that person know. Look here, I'm at the point right now where I don't feel as though we need to move forward. I'm actually ending. We gonna call it quits. I'm ending this situation that we have, and I'm moving on with my life. And I hope that you do the same.
Okay, so Raheem,
Yes,
do you think it's that easy
it should be.
for both parties to say, okay, let's stop right where we are and let's move on?
Mm-hmm.
Out of one to let's get 10 relationships
Mm-hmm.
and have all of those people in that relationship, 20 people. I guess it's 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, you never know. Say we're gonna sever our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those 10 relationships gonna just automatically move on without a fight, without somebody saying, "I ain't gonna let you go.
Mm. And see,
If
and
I
that,
can't have you,
mm-hmm.
nobody can have you."
And that's the saddest.
Fatal attraction.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the saddest reality of this whole situation of why people cheat, because you got some people, man. A person want to get away and go on with their life. They don't want them to do so. I can't live without you, and I can't. Is it? Hold on, man. You hold on. You met this joker when you was 37 years old, and you lived 37 years without that person. Now that you're 39 and y'all been together for 2 years, you're gonna say you can't live without him? You did real good for 37 years.
Yeah.
What that mean?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? I don't understand it. If you 39 years old, you met this person when you was 37, y'all was together for 2 years, and now all of a sudden I can't live without you. Man, 37 years prove that you
Yeah.
can.
But you get that tie to the person. Now, now we have gone into conversations where people talk about soul ties. I don't know about all of that, but it's possible. I mean, you exchanging body fluids and all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and there you go, jacked up, toe up from the floor. I
Mm-hmm.
think Paul says it's better for you not to touch a woman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It'd be better off
Yeah.
because once you have that
You
oh Lord, here you go, you
taste that sweet
smiling and
sector.
grinning.
You once you taste that sweet sector. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh Lord, there you go, boo boo the fool, licking the window. Might as
Exactly.
well, I can't say that. Might as well be in that class with the short bus, because you cray from that point on.
Mm-hmm. It
I
had.
saw a guy, Raheem, and I think I told it before. Me and my brother was talking at his house, and all of a sudden, this guy I knew that we went to school with, and he was looking at the telephone pole. I thought, because they got numbers on telephone poles, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought he was reading. But me and my brother went to the store, and we come back, he's still standing there in front of the telephone pole. So I said, bro, what's going, what's going on with him? Oh, his girlfriend broke up with him. That's where she lived across the street.
Wow. He a stalker.
He called himself watching her.
He a stalker.
Sitting up there with a pint of liquor in his pocket watching his girlfriend.
Mm. Wow.
Now, so what I'm saying is, um, he, in his mind, if she got another boyfriend or whatever, a relationship started, she cheating on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In his mind. But she moved on.
And that could be
Because you
very
crazy.
dangerous. And that could be very dangerous.
It's very dangerous, and it happens every day. And so here you are in a marriage, you got children, and really, if truth be told, y'all don't even like each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not no more.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So you holding on excuse me, for the kids' sake.
Yeah.
And the kids see y'all fussing and fighting every day, and they miserable. So
Wow.
the excuse is, and what you tell your chick on the side is that we just stand together for the kids. It's all about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a excuse for cheating.
So what?
If that's what that is.
But what do you do in a situation whereas you get your side chick, you get her pregnant? Now there's another child. So what do you do?
There you go. Jacked up, throw up. It don't get no. So you can't have you can't get order out of dysfunction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
There is no path of order being dysfunctional. You just can't. That's why when we all, and I don't know if all of us, when we talk about in this society, we don't want to get married and have kids. We have kids. We get married because we got kids.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It's got
Yeah.
some kind of wrong with that structure, ain't it? Some kind of wrong with that structure, ain't it?
That's dysfunctional.
Yeah.
That's dysfunctional.
Mm.
That's it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't like to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And they wait. They stay together for years and years and years, and they wait till the right time to get married, till they get stable,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have another child, and another, and another, and another. No,
that's a lot of others.
they get everything was straight before they get married, and then when they finally get everything straight and get married, then they wind up divorced anyway.
Yeah, exactly. What they thought was great. Cassandra, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Because mute your line for me there, Tucson. We got a little background noise coming from you. Mute your line for me for a second. There you go. Oh, Cassandra, we started off this morning talking about your favorite person, Mr. former President Donald Trump. He has been indicted for several things. One of them being the certified documents that he had in his home, lied about it, said he didn't have it anymore. They got wind that he did. Went checked his home in Mar-a-Lago and found over 100 more documents. That's a lot of documents. 100 more documents that he had that he lied and said to the feds that he did not have. Now he's being indicted. Got to go Tuesday and have the hearing. How do you feel about an ex-president being indicted on federal charges?
About an ex-president what?
How do you feel about an ex-president, a former president of the United States of America, being indicted on federal charges?
He's guilty, so he needs to be indicted like everyone else because he's not above the law.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his thought is that, y'all can't do nothing to me because all these people like me. And so he did his thing. It's crazy we talking about this because I spent about an hour and a half last night. Someone called me and was talking about that very same situation. And, no one is above the law.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who you are. I don't care who you think you are. And when someone feels that way, they are no good to this country, especially someone in that position. So I think that I'm hoping they give him some time. I don't think anything is going to happen to him because people are almost afraid to touch him. I don't know, I don't know. Anyway, well, you know how I feel about him, so I'm going to keep it simple.
But like I said, and I like to deal with both sides of the coin. I definitely like to deal with both sides of the coin and be fair in my assessment of what I say and how I present it. Pence also had documents in his home. He turned them over, without any calls. He turned them over. Biden also had documents in his home. Should they be indicted as well?
If they had indictment, if they had documents that they didn't turn in, not knowingly or whatever, it's according to intent. To me, it was your intention. Because they don't move the documents a lot of times themselves. They could tell somebody what they want taken or what they don't want taken. So all of that counts to me. What did he know that was illegal for him to take, and what did he not know? Who moved the documents and how it got there? It's just intent. But my thing is, Trump just felt like he can do what he want to do. That's. I mean, it ain't had nothing to do with him, you know. And then when they ask him for it, you don't turn them all in.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should have turned all of it in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about the person and what the intent was. That's just me.
And see, and that's the part I was talking about earlier. He actually lied about it, said, I don't have it anymore. He did turn something over, how it was done, they found him, whatever. He said, I don't have it anymore. That's it. I don't have it anymore. And besides that, I'm the president. I could declassify them when I want to. I could say that they're declassified and I could think that they're declassified and they're declassified. It don't work like that, Mr. Trump. That's not the way that thing works. But he said out of his mouth, there's clips floating where he said, I could declassify them myself. I could just say that they're declassified or think in my mind that they're declassified, and they are. That's kind of that's a little twisted there to me, to think that something is classified and you could just think it in your mind and it's now the whole world says it's not is declassified. It's no longer classified. That's kind of that's kind of rough. What you say to that, Cassandra?
That's who he is. No, that's who he is, and that's the way he's operated in every area of his life. So we shouldn't be surprised that that's what he thinks. Like he said, and I told the person last night, I said, no matter what this man does, he has a group of people that are so into him, have been so captured by him that he said he could go into Times Square, shoot somebody,
Yep.
and they'll still support him. And it's the truth. He didn't lie. He did not lie.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that no matter what this man does, they will continue to support him. It doesn't matter. They can know that it's a lie. They can know that he's done. It doesn't matter. They want him because of what he represents, which he is. He represents white nationalism. So I'm gonna leave that right there.
Wow, wow. And looking at the poll numbers, he's actually way ahead on the polls right now. Even though he's going through this situation, this whole thing is happening, is there. He's still ahead in the GOP. He's still ahead by a wide
Because
margin.
he because he represents everything that they want to see for this country. They
Mm-hmm.
want to see white people back in power. Bottom line, they can make up stuff and say, "Oh, he's standing against this. He's standing against that." No, the biggest thing he stands against is putting black people in their place, not taking care of seniors and the poor, and that's what Republicans have always represented. As far as I'm concerned, I look at their numbers. Look at the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been in support of helping the people. I don't know why they are even in office.
Wow, wow. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. Oh, before I do that, Cassandra, let me come back to you, and I'm gonna ask you this question. Me and Tucson talked about this as well this morning. In a relationship, a committed relationship, and we talked about this on the broadcast before. In a committed relationship, Cassandra, why do people cheat?
Because they want to,
Wow.
strictly because they want to. They can make up excuses, but the Bible says that a man sins when he's withdrawn away of his own lust. So you do it because you want to. You
Mm-hmm.
see something, you want it, you go for it. I mean, it ain't. I mean, it's as simple as that. Drawn away by their own lust. So their eye saw something, or their penis felt something, and they went for the gold.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Tucson, Tucson, talk to me, brother.
They what want something? Cassandra?
She said they went for the gold.
They wiggle woggle. You know what I'm talking about? They wiggle wobble.
Wow.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, it ain't no different. I mean, it ain't. You can't dress it up. You really can't dress it up. It is what it is. We have this drive for the flesh, And she don't have to be cute.
Good Lord.
She just have to be willing.
Mm. Look,
Uh,
look
And
at.
and
so
and and, and Tucson, let me throw this out there so nobody say I'm just saying it for men. Women do the same thing. They see something, their eyes see something, they want it, and they go for it. So it's all about lust. That's all.
yeah, and here's the thing. That nowadays they're more comfortable if they marry. That way
Mm.
you have to take them home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Just go on back to your wife and your
Mm-hmm.
children, and get out of my house because I
Mm.
got business to take care of. Matter of fact, you know, on your way out, go and pay this light bill.
Wow. Wow. That.
My cell phone, I need my nails done and my hair done. Go on. I'm good. Thank you.
Mm. That
Take a
sound
shower at your own house.
like some pimpology right there, brother.
It's reality right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It really
Wow.
is. It really is.
Wow.
Unfortunately, this is a business world. It's all about getting that bag.
Mm-hmm.
There's relationships that it's marriages. It's a business agreement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do good business together, and so let's, man. Look, let me. You know, there from every sector of life. If we are good, um, in ministry, can I say that, Cassandra? And tell me if I'm wrong. If we good in ministry, we just carry the banner of being married, but it's not a marriage at all. Matter of
Mm.
fact, I know some couples, they stay at different sides of their house.
Wow.
Yep.
Mm.
For real. Like
No touching. None of
looking
that.
good on the outside, but toe up on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Asking a question. Right now we're asking a question. We're gonna get to our topic. We got a topic of the day we're gonna talk about as well. But why do people cheat? Why do people cheat? Cassandra, it's just so isn't it easy enough just to say I'm done? This relationship is over. I'm moving on with my life, and I pray that you move on with yours as well before you go jumping into something with somebody else.
But that's too much like right. That's
Mm.
too much like right. It's better for them to for a lot of people to just go ahead and do it. And then, like Toussaint said, people have mainly their excuses are, I'm staying there for the children. Um, for women, it's the financial stability. It's always something why they say, they're going to stay in there even though they're cheating. They're going to keep, staying in the relationship. So it's just, it's twisted, and it's been going on forever,
Mm-hmm.
forever, even to back in the Bible. So that's it's just a part of men's lust in their flesh,
Mm-hmm.
and not being able to bring their flesh under subjection. You know, when I was married, I never even thought about cheating. I mean, it never even crossed my mind. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but it's some people that they are habitual cheaters, and I talk
Yeah.
to the wives, or I talk to husbands that have, done it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Preachers,
Wow.
it don't matter. It's lust. It's the flesh.
Mm-hmm. And you answered my question. I was gonna say, is it just a flesh thing? Is it just that the flesh is yearning for what the flesh yearns for, and the people can't fight it off, or don't want to try, or don't.
Oh, they can't fight it all. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to. They don't want to. So, you know that old saying, they got an itch that
Mm-hmm.
they got to scratch?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the way they look at it.
Wow. Wow. Tucson, talk to me,
And
brother.
you know what, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what? every, and I mean every, temptation, there's room for escape.
Mm-hmm.
Every temptation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write that. It's in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say, well, I just couldn't resist. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Ain't nobody made you dial a number, text the phone. Ain't nobody made you do anything. You can always say, look, I can't do that. No. You can always say no. Just like the drug. It's just like a drug. You can say no. And boy, I tell you what, you talking about, oh God. You talking about crack is whack. Well, this is a sex thriving society. It don't have to be. We done got to the point that we teaching our children that at a young age. You see commercials and cartoons now
Yeah.
that promote unnatural behavior, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you can always say that there's a right and a wrong, but we don't want to say it's a right and a wrong. We say God made me like that,
Mm.
and I'm not
Excuses.
trying to go anywhere with what I'm saying. But we think that this lust is, well, God know my heart. No, yeah, He know your heart, but you're going in the wrong direction. There's a room, there's an avenue that has been provided for you to change your way.
Mm-hmm.
But this flesh is this desire to please it is an impossible task, but we keep trying to do it. The enemy, the devil, or whoever, however we want to say it, has three tricks up his sleeve, and he does it the same way all the time, and we fall for it. The lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. There is nothing else that he tempts us with.
Mm-hmm.
However you want to look at it, it's always those three things. What I see, what I can feel, and how much power I can get.
Wow.
Or how people will look at me because of what I have. Pride come before a fall. So I see that. I can always turn my eyes or close my eyes, but it looks so good. Oh my gracious!
All right, don't you go there. Don't get sucked in, Tucson. Don't get sucked in. Hold on now. Let me go. Let me go to Cassandra.
I'm just having a conversation. I'm just having a conversation, right?
Big butt baby hair and a smile. Yeah. That big butt baby hair and a smile to get you every time, brother. Man.
She smells so good. Oh my God.
Tucson. Oh, hold on, Tucson. Let me stop you, Tucson. Hold on.
I gotta go to therapy anyway.
Cassandra. I don't know where Tucson going right now, but let me stop him right now because he
I'm just putting it out there real, man. It is what it is. That's how it works.
Good Lord. Cassandra, save him, help him.
I can't help Tucson. I can't help Tucson. But but it's the truth, and I think, we've all been there. And temptation is something, like he said, God said, I'll make a way of escape with any temptation. Temptation is something that you have to submit to.
Yeah.
You can resist it, but some people find it easier to go ahead and to submit to it, especially if it's something that they want anyway. They'll submit to it without any real fight. So it's a choice that people make. I've been tempted, but I resisted it.
Yeah.
And we can resist it.
Ooh, put that thing back up. Oh Lord. I don't want to see it. I want to see it. Go ahead on. Go ahead on now. Go on ahead. Tucson. Go ahead on now. Go on. You won yet? You grown? But I'm being silly, but at the same time, you absolutely can resist it because it's a choice. At the end of the day, Tucson is a choice, and you have to make that choice. And I just pray that people make the right one.
You have to. You said something. You have to make
Yeah,
the choice.
yeah.
It's not automatically bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you make something, but you got to have the desire to want to make it.
Yeah.
But see, if you just submit to everything this flesh won't, it'll drive you to the grave just as quick as you can possibly get there.
Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Sure will.
Good deal.
I have to go, unfortunately.
Okay. I'll just going to jump into our topic of the day, too. I'll just going to jump into it, man. But we got Cassandra. Cassandra can hold it down till you get free or other people call in. Cassandra got it. I think Cassandra, you got it.
Nope, but yeah, I'm here. I'm
Absolutely.
here.
Good deal. So go ahead, Tucson, if you can chime in, just let us know. I know, from time to time you're able to chime in while you're in therapy. So just let me know.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, good. All right, good. Now we got actually we got another caller. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I can't complain. What's going on with y'all, man?
Hey, doing good. I want to catch up to speed what we're talking about this morning. We got two topics going on right now. We actually going to transition over to our topic of the day. But the first one is, what do you think about our former president, ex-president Trump? I was going to say his whole name. I'll just say Trump.
Nothing. I'll go ahead and end that one for you real fast.
But,
nothing. Same as the last indictment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happened after that one? Just wait and see.
Mm-hmm. So you don't think nothing's going to come out of this?
Wait and see. Well, I think don't matter. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of stuff on the table, brother.
We'll see. Okay. We still trying to figure out who killed JFK.
Yeah.
Henry Kissinger still ain't did no time for all these millions of lives that he's taken.
Mm-hmm.
And ain't nobody went to jail for going to Iraq on that lie about weapons of mass destruction. So, I mean, I believe in experience and precedence.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've seen is when you get to a certain place in life, the rules don't apply to you.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
I'm not going to be distracted by the hope and intentions of thinking that this is fixing to play out the way it should play out, when he already has proven that he has an entitlement or a favor to even be able to just walk up to women and kiss them or grab them right in the coochie.
Mm-hmm.
And not have to worry about it, and then be cool enough to even say it in public or to pick with handicapped people. I mean, so, I ain't fixing to entertain that, man.
Yeah. And see, even with what you just said, all the stuff that he's already done and stuff that's on the table, I can certainly respect what you're saying, man, because truth of the matter, he still got the Georgia situation that's still out there. The Georgia situation about him calling somebody, find me X amount of votes. Now, Cassandra, you're personally tied into that one, Cassandra, because I think you used to work on the polls and stuff, so you know how that stuff works. How can you find votes that's not there?
You can't. Unless you telling somebody to cheat, you can't.
Yeah. And so that within itself, excuse me, that within itself is very illegal. Just try to have somebody there to doctor the numbers, if you will. Cassandra?
Yeah, I mean, he did what he did, and he did it publicly. One thing about him, he ain't trying to hide anything because, like Rico said, he's entitled. He feels like he's above the law. So whatever he does, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like Rico. I don't think nothing gonna come from the indictment.
Wow. And that'll be terrible. That's a terrible message to put out there, man. Again, and I have to say again, because this message has been placed out there, like a lot of the examples that Rico put out there, man. The examples has been before us before. So again, you're sending a mixed message to everybody. Now, anybody, an average Joe, commit a crime, anything simpler or similar to this at all, they're locked up. So you're saying that this person is above the law? The law does not apply to this person? That doesn't make sense to me. Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glow family.
Now, Leonard, you're tied in with a lot of the politics, man. We used to do every morning. We used to do what's going on in the political world. So you up on this thing, much like Rico and Cassandra. A lot of y'all are. But what do you think is going to come out of this whole situation with Trump, with this indictment? What do you think will happen?
Actually, I'm really not sure. I know what should happen,
Mm-hmm.
but this is unprecedented
Yeah.
in our nation's history. It does not look really positive at all. However, I'm more interested in why there isn't a law that prevents him from running for public office.
Exactly.
America
Yeah.
needs to be America needs to wonder about that,
Mm-hmm.
not about the news.
Yes.
They need
Because
to wonder why this guy still is eligible, not possible winning, is eligible to run.
mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of things you can't do with a criminal record.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can't do having been impeached. But for some reason, running for political office again ain't one of them.
Mm.
We fight every day to get bad cops off the street, so they can't work anywhere in law enforcement. That should be the same thing with politics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem. What he can get, he's been getting away with what he's been doing. The only thing different is it involves documents, government documents.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. When they brought the first indictment, that meant nothing to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you pay somebody for screwing them? They do that every day. So that's
Mm-hmm.
not a big deal. So let's find out how it plays out with a man of privilege when it comes to violating government laws, such as these things important to national security.
Mm-hmm. And I said this earlier in the broadcast, and I'm gonna say it again because we actually got more people to give their input on it and what they think about it. I like to deal with both sides of the coin. Now, people say, "Well, you don't like Trump, you don't like this person." My thing is, I don't have a dog. Truth, I don't have a dog in that fight. But my thing is this right here: if he is indicted for documents, and he went a little above and beyond what he's supposed to do, lying about it to the feds and all that other stuff, saying that there's no more. They went in, searched his house, found over 100 more documents in his home, in his place, in his dwelling, and so that's another level. But at the same time, we don't deal with the crime itself. Biden had documents in his home as well. So did Pence. Now Biden can't be charged right now because he's a sitting president. But once he's out of office, should he and Pence face the same situations that Trump is facing right now? Leonard, what do you say to that?
That's a call on the Department of Justice
Mm-hmm.
because we still don't know what was so horrifying about what Biden's situation.
Mm-hmm. He
But
had documents.
we do know Trump's situation.
Yeah, but he had documents as well. I
Right,
mean,
but
yeah.
simply having documents is not against the law. It's what type of documents? What
Mm,
security clearance were they? What was the intent behind having the documents? Well, are there anything connected to
Exactly.
having the documents?
mm-hmm.
What was he planning to do with the documents?
Mm-hmm.
If it was like, say, for instance, I'm pretty sure you, like, say, for instance, if you were just at work and you picked a receipt up off the floor and took it
Yes.
home,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know that that receipt was dropped from the accountant's book and the accountant and you took that receipt and just threw it up on the counter at your house with your receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may think that that's some violation of the company policy. It very well could be, but was it intentional? Was it used against the company or what have you? We have a sitting president who is definitely involved in treason,
Mm-hmm.
and there is no there. I mean, we have a president that was serious about selling secrets and everything that belonged to the United States of America to Russia and anybody on the open market that was interested.
Wow. Wow. Now, Rico, I'm gonna come back to you, and we got Willa, so I'm coming to Willa as well. Um, somebody that's on the Trump side, somebody that's on the Trump side, and I'm certainly not, but I want to speak on both sides of it. They could say that if you say something like that, if he had documents, Pence had documents and Biden had documents. They all had documents. You're splitting hairs, trying to split hairs in this and that, or saying they shouldn't be or that. They said they can say that we're splitting hairs in that. What do you say to that?
Uh, Nothing.
I thought you was gonna say that. Go
I
ahead.
mean, what point are they making by making that accusation at each other? What they proving?
Mm-hmm. Well, they
I mean,
no Trump supporters gonna support Trump to the end, man, and they're gonna try to find anything to justify or take the light off him and shine it on somebody else, divert it, like we always talk about on here. They're gonna try to divert it to something else, and they can say that, well, Pence had them, and your president Biden, he had them too. He had them too. So why aren't they being you're picking on Trump? That's what they'll say. And I heard people say that before, and I laugh because it's funny. But they say that you're picking on Trump. What do you say to that?
I mean, that's their narrative. I mean,
Mhm.
but they wouldn't be lying. They would just be using that truth that they told to fit their narrative
Mhm.
to once again maybe deflect or to maybe show that it might not be fair. I mean,
Mhm.
whatever they're using that narrative to give their perspective on how they look at it.
Mhm.
It might be biased, but it ain't a lie.
Mhm.
Biden and Pence did have it. So I mean, it goes back to the details.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The context under which they had those documents, what type of documents,
Mhm.
just how crucial they were. I mean, there's so much tied into this. So once again, they throw this stuff out here for the general public to soak up. And then we run rampant trying to figure these things out when ain't nothing even gonna happen to this man.
Mhm.
I got a question.
Yes.
Do we consider Donald Trump and let me see, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, because his son is pretty much successful too, according to the Trump, he got businesses going on. The Bushes and Kissingers, Clinton, are they successful?
No, they're criminal. To me, they're all criminal. All of them are criminal in some one shape, form, or fashion. All of them are criminal because you know
So,
you follow them,
according to the
follow the money.
definition of success,
Mm-hmm.
according to the definition of what people think success is, though, would you consider them to be successful, being that they have all this access and business dealings and international business and stuff, power and to deal with Russia and with economics, and I mean, are they successful?
I'm gonna tell you, for me answering that question, I would say see, folks ain't gonna like this answer, but I would say no. I would definitely say no because of the fact that you know, I want to be able to. I will have to, regardless of what I have or don't have. I want to be able to look in my mirror and appreciate the person that's looking back at me. And like I said earlier, if you follow the money of of a lot of the people that's successful, I'm not gonna say it all of them, but if you follow the money to a lot of people that's quote unquote successful in the way that America or people think of success because they have so many financial gains, if you will. If you follow the money, man, they didn't get it on honorable mentions. I lack of a better term, they didn't get it that way. They stepped on somebody, stomped on somebody, uh, defecating on somebody to get it. So no, that to me, that's other people may look at it differently and say, yeah, they're successful, man. They got all this stuff, man. Look at what they got. Look at what they got. How they got it. Look at how they got it.
All the power that they have. Look at that
Yeah.
power. Look at
Mm-hmm.
that power that they have. And the reason why I asked that question, man, because when I woke up this morning, man, the first thing came to my mind is that we are living on the devil's playground.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, if I ain't mistaken, God gave the devil dominion over the earth.
Yeah.
Authority.
Mm-hmm.
So it hit my mind when I woke up this morning, man. I was like, oh, here we go again. I made it. Time to dance in the devil's playground. But then
Wow.
I started thinking about with him having power and control and authority, dominion over the earth. That means he has control over the pretty much everything. And I'm wondering, according to what people say success is, are they successful in because they are doing the devil's will to succeed in his land? Because think what would you have to do if this is the devil's world and this is his dominion? What would you have to do to succeed in his world?
Mm.
And so
Evil.
that's the reason why I asked that question, because I woke up this morning with like, wait a minute, what is true? What truly is success?
Mm-hmm.
What is truly success? You know, when you think about the fact that if this is his dominion, and you got a lot of people thriving and succeeding in this dominion that he controls, subconsciously or unconsciously, they might think they're being successful when really and truly they're doing his work. They're succeeding in his world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because he does control fake religion too. He
My
controls false prophets.
mm-hmm. See, my thing
He
is
controls all of this.
mm-hmm. My thing is this right here. My thing is this right here, man. And this is just me. If I'm able to go to the park, able to go to the park, man, with my grandkids, sit out there on that bench or go out there and play with my grandkids in that park, man. We running, having a good time, laughing and joking and just enjoying life. Man, I'm successful, man. I'm successful. Regardless of whatever else is going on, I'm loving that minute. I'm loving that moment with my grandbabies, man. That's to me, I'm very successful. Well,
Hey, good morning, Raheem, and good morning, Morning Glow.
good morning,
Good
young lady.
morning.
Yes, ma'am. We're talking about. Let's talk about the indictment of your ex-president. Right, wrong, indifference. Should they even indict an ex-president?
For sure. And hold on, can I just address one thing
Yes.
Rico said? It behooves me not to. First of all, that
Thank you, Willow.
enemy, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, he might look like that he has the most power on this earth because of the hearts of men, the evilness of men. But I'm gonna tell you something, Rico. He don't have no power if we don't give it to him. And that's the only reason it seems that way, is because more people are not drawing into the spirituality of what life is all about. And I'm going to cut that short because I could go a little bit more, but the devil is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't going to, I decree it in the name of Jesus.
Mm.
Okay, now, about this president, let me say this. Now, what about the president? I think the FBI is like the ecclesiastics of the Bible. Now, the ecclesiastics, the Bible says there's a time for this, a time for that, a time for this. One thing about the FBI, that when they got something on you, they don't come at you right away. Remember, when I had all them tapes on Martin Luther King, everything, mm-hmm. And you got to look at the time when they was doing that in the 1900s. We're in 20th century now. They could see from a satellite, they could see your house. So what I'm saying is, when the FBI come at you, they're coming at you with something that they feel is solid. They're not going to come and get you until they know what they got is going to put you away. Somebody might die before they put you away. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to say about the FBI. And I believe that when they're coming at Donald Trump, they ain't going to let all their secrets out at one time. See, that's one thing about the FBI. I'm not talking about the state. I'm not talking about the local. I'm talking about the FBI, the federal government, who, when they come at you, Raheem, mm-hmm. they're going to get you. And they don't get it all at one time. And that's what's on my heart, Raheem. That's one thing I know about the federal government. They don't want the little man. Mm-hmm. They want the big one. And they're going to get him.
But my thing is this right here, and this is an argument that a lot of people that actually will support on President Trump, they would say, if you want to say that he had these documents, and you're going to charge him, indict him with having these documents, Biden had them as well. Pence had them too. Now, like I said earlier, Biden can't be indicted right now because he's a sitting president. He's actually in office. But once he get out of office, should he be charged with the same thing? Should Pence, that's running for presidency right now, should he be charged with the same thing? Or both of them had federal documents, certified documents. So should all of them or are we just gonna point at Trump, huh?
Raheem, every last one, you better believe, that was underneath that umbrella of what Trump did is going to get indicted. Watch it. Just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what I'm telling you. Right now, everybody just looking at Trump and all that stuff. But everybody, because not only do they have documents, they got tapes.
Mm-hmm.
They got pictures. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's phone that Trump knew they had on record. Every block, trust me, Raheem,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna come out and it's gonna blow up to the point where y'all will be like, wow. Watch, Raheem, watch.
Wow. So you think he is going to be charged? Convicted?
Oh, for sure. For sure. He might have think he got away. But what's in the dark gonna definitely come to the light.
Mm-hmm.
You better believe it is. He's trying to get his thing together because he got money. You just think how he won the election. I don't care what nobody say, and it's just what I believe. I believe because Hillary won the popularity vote. But why did the electoral votes get back?
Mm-hmm.
He had to buy somebody. He got the money.
Wow.
We don't see it right now, but I bet you it come out.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Good deal. Good deal.
That's
Okay.
me.
Good deal.
Not a fact yet.
Absolutely. 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 Ryan, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Talk to me, brother. We're talking about Donald Trump this morning and the indictment. We're talking about the indictment. He's for the documents, certified documents. First, should an ex-sitting president be indicted for having certified documents in his home?
Not really sure, because if we're gonna go down that trail, we gotta start digging up bodies out of graves and
Mhm.
indicting them too, because this ain't the first time this happened, and it won't be the last.
Let's stick with what we are though. Let's deal with the Trump situation. You know, because we do that right there, we open it up a whole different line of conversation that's going to take us off what we're talking about. So let's concentrate on the Trump situation. Should he be indicted? Should he be indicted for having those certified documents in his home?
Sure, they can indict him. I mean,
should he be charged, convicted, if you will?
I guess it would depend on the severity of the documents. It's under my understanding that it's not like he was hiding them. There was actually documentation stating that he had them in his possession, and all they had to do was ask for them. So I'm not really sure on all of the ins and outs, but with this being a hot button issue and so many people against the man, it just seems to me that it's anything and everything to prevent candidacy again. That's the way it appears.
But see, my issue with that is I'm looking at the polling numbers, and you say so many people are against him, but there's so many people that's for him as well, because he's well ahead. He's like 54% with everybody else. The closest person is like 20-something%, and so he's well ahead. So not everybody is against him. But my thing is this, and I said this as well when I spoke about this thing with everybody else. I want to get your take on it. If you're going to charge him, Pence had him as well, certified documents. And Biden, he can't be charged right now because he's a sitting president. So when he's out of office, are you going to charge him, indict him on the same situation? But the only difference in those two, Pence and Biden, was it is said that when they came for the documents, they turned the documents over. No harm, no foul. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. They say that Trump lied about it. They say I didn't have any documents, turns them over, and lied about it. And then they started doing further investigation. Upon their investigation, they found that he had some more. That's why they went into Mar-a-Lago, and in entering his home and doing that search, they found over 100 more documents that he said he didn't have.
Right.
So
yeah. Let me rephrase when I say against them. I didn't mean civilians.
Okay.
The system is after him because he's not part of it, right? So he goes against everything that they want. So of course they're going to go after him hardcore. Pence, I mean, it's all the same, right? Like you said, Pence had them, Biden had them, Hillary Clinton had them on a server and sold them off to other countries, and they didn't do nothing to her.
Wow.
That's treason. You know what I mean? So if you lied about it and they found 100 documents, then sure, charge him for lying, for sure. It's the same with Biden. He had over 500. and they asked for those documents, and he said, "Yeah, you got them all." And then they went and searched other facilities and homes of his and found even more. So, I mean, it's tit for tat. If you're going to do it to one, you got to do it to everybody, and then it's creating a precedent of charging people after they come out of office, and it's just going to be tax dollars thrown out the window every time an election cycle happens. Somebody's going to jail for something. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, what do you say to that?
Well, people ought to go to jail for breaking the law. That's what they need to go to jail for.
Mm-hmm.
All this, it seems like people don't like him, and who cares? The point is, the man has done a lot more against this country than Biden. It is not a question on whether Biden was planning things with the opposition. This man has violated several federal laws, even obstruction of justice, even voter suppression, all sorts of things that are supposedly, quote, against the Constitution and qualify as felonies. He is borderline treasonous at best.
Wow.
So there's not an issue where he has done nothing. That's not the issue. And to sit here when people say, well, if you did this to such and such, you got to do this to such and such. That's what an ignorant person would say, because you're ignorant of the facts. You listen to the facts of the matter first. Well, Biden had documents at his own. So what? It's not about having documents, really. It's about the documents that you have and the intent. I couldn't imagine holding a job as president and not reading a presidential document at home, which leads me to believe that there's something about the particular documents that he had. Then add resisting to cooperate with the federal government in the investigation of these documents, which almost seemed as if you were trying to hide them. What is it about you were trying to hide them? It's easy to say, oh, here's a mistake. Remember, they've done this before. Remember the whole hype with Hillary and the emails. Remember when the emails were a big deal?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remember.
But you have to go through that and get facts from that. The facts surrounding what President Trump is involved in is completely different than Biden's situation with the document.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same thing. And I despise when people do that, because it's not true. For the very simple fact, I've sat on several cases and people say, oh, this is just like this case. No, ma'am. I will go over your case just like everyone else's case.
Mm-hmm.
And I will find for myself the errors and the issues. I don't need you to give me your story and what you think about the other side. Here are the facts that you present that are important in this case. It's separate from Trump's case.
Wow.
People when you lump stuff together in intelligent conversation, that usually means you're not really concerned about the content. It's the content that's important. What is actually there and the intention behind resisting to work with the Department of Justice on this. Trump is not a good person. On any day that you wake up in the morning, he will not be a good person. That's just not his thing. So he's not even interested in being right telling the truth. It's just getting away with what he wants to do. And that is not the type of leadership that we want in America.
Good deal. Good deal. Cassandra?
I take the fifth.
Wow. Okay. All right. Take the fifth. All right. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Well, I'll put it this way. If they don't convict them, then what? You gonna be surprised?
No.
Are we gonna be surprised if don't nothing come of this? Just a whole bunch of talk and a bunch of concern from us? Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. It's out of order for anybody to be immune to justice because they got a position. But that's what
Speak,
power
Rico.
does.
Yes.
That's what power does. I don't care if you're Biden. I don't care if you're Trump. You should
Yeah.
not be immune. That makes you above human. That makes you entitled. And I don't agree with that. Because if Trump decided to shoot somebody in the head in the middle of Manhattan,
Times Square.
You telling me that he won't go to jail because he's sitting in office? He's a sitting president? What? Do you think God would agree with that? Because man gave him a title and said, well, you excuse, you can get away with it. But guess what? Jeffrey Epstein had a sweetheart deal and was still getting out of jail every day, touching on girls when he got sentenced the first time. Look what power does in good old democratic America. Land of the free, home of the brave, and opportunity for everybody. Equality. Oh, man, did R. Kelly beat that first trial?
Yes, he did.
You see what type of strings power pulled for him. He wasn't even president. He wasn't even Trump. But see, when you were living on the devil's playground, it's easy to get distracted and then start ignoring all the things that we have been shown in the past. Like you said earlier, I could show you better than I could tell you.
Yeah.
I could teach you better than I could
teach
tell
you.
you.
Yeah.
They've been showing and teaching us, and we still ain't paid attention to it. These people kill their own president, man.
Wow.
Knocked them off. They killed a man that was screaming peace and let's end poverty. Oh man, the capitalistic system couldn't stand nobody talking about nobody being poor no more, because then you might take away from our power and our entitlement and all the good things that come with this success. That's why I asked that question earlier. What is success? Because I think most of the people that have accomplished what our quote unquote ideal success is on this planet has done everything that the devil requires. They have conquered and succeeded and achieved and accomplished and don't even realize how much they accomplished being successful by the devil's standards, according to our ideal success. But this is what success brings. It brings you immunity. It brings you power, brings you privilege, and it puts you above justice and above man and also above what God naturally commands, his standard. So, you know, are we going to be surprised if they don't indict Trump? Man, I'm still trying to find out when they're going to prosecute Kissinger.
Wow.
I'm trying to find out when they're going to get Cheney and Bush about them lies, about them weapons of mass destruction and all these soldiers and all these Iraq civilians that died for nothing.
Ain't Cheney the one that shot the man?
A liar.
Ain't Cheney the one that shot the man while he was hunting?
Yeah, Cheney.
Yeah.
You know, we could just go on and on and on. So, you know, it's really hard when Ryan brings those things up. It's hard to say, well, hey, let's just stick to Trump. Yeah, that's easy to be distracted. Just stick to what we're talking about now. Forget about the past. And that's how the past repeats itself. Because we still have worse instances in the past where people that wasn't even president did worse than this. And they got off the hook. So what you expect out of this?
Wow.
A whole big show and pony, a big pony show. I think what they call it, horse and pony show. That's what this is about to be. It's about to be election time.
And let me do this.
Trying to cause the most sensation and confusion.
Exactly. And let me do this. TikTok is actually going wild over there this morning on this topic, you know, and people on both sides of it. So the phone lines are open, 508-924-3521. Let me say it one more time. Y'all get your pen. TikTok, get your pen. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. You're more than welcome. No profanities and things of that nature, but give us a call and voice your opinion as to what you think about this topic. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Ryan, talk to me, brother.
Excuse me, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Before you go any further, Miss Willa brought something up that was very important. Let's remove religion from this. Because we as Christians don't give the devil power over ourselves, as this has been talked about, is this there's no escape. And the definition and things like that. I don't know if you were talking earlier about being successful.
Yes.
Successful is accomplishing anything you set out to do. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
set a course first. And if you accomplish it, you're successful in that. It's not that big of a
Mm-hmm.
deal. It's the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what
Wow.
Willa mentioned, and I think on a Christian broadcasting station, the devil does not have control over you. The devil does not have control over everything that goes on. The devil is an adversary. Christians should have an adversarial relationship with the devil. But the devil does not have control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna read one thing. I can't see it. Valley Girl on TikTok. One of the things that she said, and the phone lines are open. TikTok, you can certainly voice your opinion as well. We're open to everybody's opinion. Just be respectful, and we're gonna be respectful to you as well. And but the thing is that she said this. Valley Girl says, we will not be in bold letters too. It just ain't these are bold letters. We will not be silenced. We will not be silenced. We will continue to fight for the America! Exclamation! 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 Ryan, what's on your heart, brother?
Uh, I don't really know where to go with this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
What's
an open and shut topic. You know, when you ask the question, do I think? And I give my opinion, right? And
mm-hmm.
Rico is absolutely right. It's hard to stick to one personality because they all do it. They all got a
Mm-hmm.
fund. Every single one that steps foot in that office has a fund of here. You can give this money to people to shut up, and then when somebody find out something, they get in their feelings because they got paid to tell, or they paid somebody to be quiet. You know, but they don't get held accountable for that either. And you know, it's all kinds of stuff that go on in the system on a daily basis that would be considered wrong and somebody should be jailed for, but it never happens. It never happens.
Mm-hmm.
So if we start holding one person accountable, we got to hold them all accountable in the system.
Mm-hmm.
And at that rate, everybody be in jail. The whole system would be in jail, and we had to put in a whole bunch of new people. And the
Mm-hmm.
process will start over again. And that's why, you know, I guess I'm gonna go off base a little bit. Term limits are a big deal. Some of these people have been up in there their whole life breaking the law, sending money to people to be quiet, paying for this, paying for that, and it's, I don't know, man. It's crazy to think that we're supposed to be in control of things as civilians, and we're in control of nothing.
Wow. Wow. Leonard, you commented on that. What is your comment?
Well, see, the narrative of lumping things together never works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not breaking the law. That's just not true. I know several politicians that have been going to jail for things that they have done. So it happens every day.
A couple of them out of Detroit went to jail, didn't they?
Lots of them, not just from Detroit, all over the place. But if they
Mm-hmm.
don't make the news, you wouldn't know. So it's not, we have to understand we're dealing with things. Police do it every day, for instance. Use
Mm-hmm.
qualified immunity. They have qualified immunity every day. But the notion that we're not going to talk about the wrong because we're going to make this blanket statement that everybody's wrong is not good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me about Trump. You didn't ask me about nobody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, if you ask me about Trump, that's who I'm going to talk about. But if you ask me about
Mm-hmm.
somebody else, I'll talk about them. I won't deflect to get off subject because then we won't reveal any more facts. That's why facts are so important because we can sit here and make stuff up all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's just, just making things up. But if we stick to the facts of the matter, it helps us to be able to make a determination or a decision about what should happen. But like other people have mentioned, lots of people escape the law, but that don't mean that you give everybody a pass. So hopefully, like they've been doing since these issues occurred, we're creating different and new laws in this new time because we've had such a president that has done what this president has done, the previous president has done. So it's new. It's unprecedented. So this we don't know what's going to happen. It matters on whether or not he's convicted. And then even after being convicted, what happens then?
What's next? Yeah.
Because think about it. Look what people think about impeachment. They have no idea. Impeachment don't even keep you from running from public office. So when we're going to talk about things, let's make sure at least the things that we're saying can be verified and are true to the best of our knowledge. But don't blatantly say things that are wrong if you don't know them.
Paul in Twitch, I think he's watching on Twitch. He said Trump supporters will not listen to reason. It's a cult of personality, period. Paul, you might need to call in and tell us, what you. I understand, Paul. You said, well, they don't listen, but when you say it's a cult of personality, you might need to call in and let us know exactly what you feel about that. And the phone lines are open. Anybody could call in, give us a call. We'd love to hear your opinion. Whether we agree or disagree, doesn't matter. We like the dialogue here. And the phone number is 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Cassandra, what's on your heart? Cassandra, you there? Cassandra, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Rico, talk to me, brother. Tucson, if you're there, I'm coming to you next.
I look at it like this. We can state all the facts we want to, and we still can't convict them. So if we wanted to just stick to the topic, then the topic would be over right now because everybody has given their opinion on whether they think he will be convicted or not. He's already been indicted. So what do you think? Well, he might not be. Okay, on to the next person. State all the facts you want to. What you think after that? Well, based on history, he still might not get convicted. R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein got off easy, sweetheart deals, beat their cases. But I think it's sort of odd that we should take religion or God out of anything. That might be what's wrong with the world. That might be why people even consider success to consider certain things successful that shouldn't be, because they don't have God in it. But I didn't bring religion into it. I brought the devil and evil and corruption into it. See, that's what I was speaking of. The corruption of what the devil creates. He creates his evil. He creates the power structure that allows you to be entitled to get away with the things that the average person shouldn't. Even under God's eyes, when it's wrong, you're still getting away with it. Why? Because you have attained this man-made status. That sounds so evil. Sounds so corrupt and demonic for a man to feel like he is above the law, even God's law. Oh, man, could we be in a situation where we have placed democracy above religion? Let's leave it out of it. As a matter of fact, take it out of schools, too. Is that the reason why they're shooting up schools now? See, I ain't going to never say that to justify my argument or to disagree with somebody, because that might be the problem. God ain't in it. It ain't in Trump. It wasn't in Biden. It wasn't in Bush. It wasn't in Cheney. It ain't in the system, period. It contradicts God. The whole system that we are trying to succeed in and we want to be a part of. So now we're trying to wiggle our way through it and figure it out and see how this thing works. And from what it's based on, from what everything has been taught to us, there should be some justice for Trump, against Trump. There should be some justice for the families of the people that went to Iraq and fought in the war. But they ain't getting no justice. Bush living his best life. And his daddy did too. And Cheney did too. And his daughters are, oh man, living the good life. Hunter Biden smoking crack on video. Blatantly hooking up with hookers. Spooky, butt naked. An embarrassment to his father. playing tapes of him calling, asking his daddy for money. Now, this could be stolen. It could be false. You know how people could do some things on the internet and make things fake. But the point of the matter is these people are successful and powerful, and they continue to be successful and powerful, doing evil and corrupt things. So maybe we shouldn't leave religion out of it. Maybe we should bring religion into it, so these people can stop being so corrupt and start being righteous and fair and play it by the book the way they wrote it. Because they're not playing by the rules. They're playing by a separate set of rules. And then they holding us accountable to live by them rules that they find themselves to be above. So we can state all the facts we want to. Just like they stated the facts with R. Kelly and Jeff Epstein. And look what happened. And they weren't even president. They just had power, and they had powerful people in their corner. And that is so evil.
Wow.
To be able to have power, to give people entitlement to get away with crimes and evil, murder. Millions of people dead under the hands of Kissinger. And he's still behind the scenes running the show on worldwide, global things that impact people on a global level.
Wow.
Africa, a destroyer of life. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know what's going to happen. You asked my opinion. I think everybody else is giving their opinion. If we want to do a mock trial, we can. And once we finish stating the facts and giving that mock trial, then what? Is he going to be convicted? Or are we going to get our feelings hurt when we find out that they didn't even do what we sat on here and did and stating these facts?
Wow. 508. That's good. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd definitely love to have your opinion on what you think about what we're talking about. And TikTok say they filtered some of the comments that was made on TikTok to support the community. I'm like, wow, okay, TikTok, you filtering the comments on there. Okay, that's good. Willow.
Ryan.
Yes, ma'am. Talk to me.
You know, I was just thinking about what Rico was saying when he was saying about how he sees so much with the different punishment of men, women. You know, the Bible says that in the book of Psalms 91, it says, only with our eyes will we see the reward of the wicked. So, yeah, it seems like a lot of people getting away. Yeah, because that's all we know right now. That's all we've read right now. But I bet your bottom dollar, everybody that has done evil without repentance is going to pay for the things that they've done in this body. Now, people might say, well, I don't want to wait for heaven to see it. I don't want to wait till I die to see it. Well, you know, there's some things that just really not your choice in this life, in what we call living, in what we call the world. You know, are things done right in this world? No, we already know we got a messed up system. We already know we are out of order. We talk about that every day, how out of order we are. I bet you, and I could put everything on it, that everybody is going to be accountable. They, if you think you got away.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be accountable for what they've done. So if that don't scare you, because the Bible says that don't only be afraid. Watch this one. Don't just be afraid of the one that could take your physical body. But I tell you, you better be afraid of the one that can not only take the physical, but can take that soul. Wait, come on now.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I got to say to that one right there, right here. That's what's on my heart.
Good deal. Again, I'm going to give the number, man. People asking for the number 508. They say I'm saying it too fast. Okay. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. That's the number. I hope I didn't say it too fast that time. Hope you got it. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Cassandra, what's on your heart, sis? Talk to me. Tucson, if you're with me, let me know. Go ahead, Cassandra.
Oh no, I thought you were talking to Tucson after me. So yeah, I agree with Willa wholeheartedly. Ain't nobody getting away with nothing. They may not uh, be paying for it right now, but they will have to answer and give an account for what they've done. My big thing is, and I ask God because I have a right to question, and He don't mind me asking him questions. Why are you allowing some people to get away for so long with doing evil and not doing anything? But it is a time. It's a time that every man is going to be accountable for what he's done. So, even though I see a lot of damage being done by some people because of the authority or the entitlement that they think they have, and I don't, it's everybody's choice, but how
Mm-hmm.
can you not see evil? How,
Yeah.
how, how is it that if you are a spiritual being, not so much, not even just Christian, if you, whatever your belief system is, it is a spiritual journey, hopefully. And how is it if you are a spiritual being that you cannot see the evil in somebody? I don't get that. Because as Christians, we have discernment. Whether we use it or not, it's up to us. But there is a
Mm-hmm.
gift called discernment. So we should be able to determine between what is good and what is evil. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Wow. Wow. And I missed a lot of the conversations going on TikTok because I have to multitask a little bit here because I got a lot going on. But one person said you simply will ignore every egregious thing he does. But I don't ignore any. The next person said I don't ignore anything. I do research, and they're having a conversation going back and forth. If y'all are available, give us a call. Voice TikTok, give us a call. Voice your opinion. Let us hear how you think. And I see that a couple of people on different sides of the coin. Some people are for Trump, some people are against Trump, and they're talking about it. It's a great conversation going on TikTok as well. And so bring that conversation right here to the platform. Give us a call 508-924-3521. Whether we agree or disagree, let's have the conversation. Let's have the dialogue. Let me go right now. Paul, I think Paul just called in. Paul, you there?
Hey, yeah, good morning, Raheem.
Sir, how you doing this morning?
Morning, Glow. Yeah, so I just woke up a little while ago, so I'm a little trying to trying to get my head together. 3 hours earlier over here. So I mean, you're talking about the indictment and everything,
Yes.
and everyone's picking their side. Everyone who's on the right is basically saying, "Oh, it's so unfair," because everyone on the right wing media is going to go, "Wow, this is unprecedented. They've never done this to a president." But but this situation, people have already said it. This situation is very different and you said it. Than Biden's situation or Pence's situation or whoever. And I I have a lot of friends who are Trump supporters, family members. And I don't hate them. I don't think they're bad people, but I really do believe that I don't know. Some of them have a cult-like mentality, and they just refuse to accept any kind of criticism of this leader of theirs, which is it's hard to see why. Like Cassandra said there, like how do you not see evil? I mean, I think man's evil, to be honest. I think he intentionally divides. One of the top generals said that a few years ago. This is the first president we ever had who intentionally divides us. That's an evil thing to do. That's horrible. There's that, and then the Washington Post. I'm sure all my Trump supporting friends would be like, okay, liberal rag. They have documented over 30,000 lives in the last 5 years. I mean, this is absurd. I mean, I don't know how a person of good character can just stand by and go, "Oh, that's cool." You guys are all unfair to Donald Trump. You guys all hate him, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we hate when people are ungodly and unrighteous and do bad things. So we can debate it till we're blue in the face. I just want the conservative people out there to know I'm a conservative as well. I have a lot of conservative values, as many of the people on this show do. But we have to have standards. We can't just accept, whatever nonsense people want to feed us. I guess that's it.
Exactly.
Yay!
I like what Paul said in his comments as well, because he used the perfect
Me too.
ideology as it relates to the meaning of cult of personality.
Mm-hmm.
A person does not have to be right to be in power, to be liked, and to be loved.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be right. They don't even have to be telling the truth.
Mm.
So we
That's
have to
right.
remember that. We all have to discern on our own who we gonna follow and who we gonna go with. Democracy should be above religion.
Mm. Mm.
Understand that. That's why we have separation of church and state. I am a Christian, but there's nothing about me that wants to force anyone else to be a Christian.
But Leonard, you said democracy should be over religion.
Yes,
You got to
yes,
explain that to me, brother. You got to explain that to
most
me.
definitely, because
Mm-hmm.
we have freedom of religion,
Mm-hmm.
which means there are other people who have different religions than I have. I can't force people to serve my God.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Mm-hmm. Okay, go
And I'll
ahead.
stand against anybody who says so.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very clear on my stance in this. There is no maybe or anything of that nature. My goal is to live up to my religion and my creator. I'm going to live like that regardless of what laws you make. I don't
And
care
see,
what you say is right or wrong. I have a God that I serve. And what you doing up on Capitol Hill has nothing to do with that.
mm-hmm. And that's the reason why right there I say and I believe, and everybody got their own opinion. I certainly say this all the time. I'm not here to give anybody their opinion. They have their own. And that's why I open up the phone lines for people to call in with their opinion as to how they feel about it. But my thing is this: I think religion should be over any political affiliation that I have, because that's what I pattern and base my life off. My spirituality.
Right.
And so, but
I agree with you.
everybody thinks,
I agree with you. That's personal to you. In your
yes,
personal
exactly.
life, that's how
Mm-hmm.
you live.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't expect everybody to accept that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
See, when
Wow.
you come
This
in,
person
then you don't like Muslims, so you go and you kill all the Muslims. Then when a Christian
here.
gets in control, they go out and then they kill all the Christians. They kill all the Muslims they can find.
Mm-hmm.
Read your history because that's how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jerusalem has several religions there,
Mm-hmm.
and they all worship their own gods how they see fit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow.
so we have to
Wow.
recognize that before these so you call quote great good people, you bad too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. And the young lady, Valley Girl said, let me see. I'm trying to pull back up because they doing a lot of talking. Let me see. Okay, here it is. You expose yourself by what you support. You run with wolves, you want to. If you run with wolves, you'll want to. It's a lot of, like I said, and I'm just picking and choosing different things of what they're saying. I can't highlight everything that they're saying on TikTok because the conversation is amazing over there. And again, I wish they would call in. But let me see. Tucson, are you with us? Tucson, are you there? Okay, Tucson may still he's actually in therapy this morning, so he may be occupied at the moment. Rico, talk to me. Ryan, coming to you next, brother. Rico, you there?
You have to get it off mute, man, and stop running, man.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know what y'all call me, Christian. I say I ain't Christian. I don't put no label on myself, but I don't put God in my back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't put blindfolds on them. That's my standard. I look for that in the character of people. I expect a righteous standard to survive this devil's dominion. because I know what I'm up against. I know what my flesh is battling. So, just for that comment, once again, I don't see how that could fly. I think that might be the problem with this world or with this country. And who we trust, they didn't leave God out of it. One nation under who? They didn't leave God out of it. And building this democracy. Huh? Oh, but now when it comes to certain things, we're supposed to put them in our back pockets and separate them from the schools. And that might be why the schools are getting shot up. Because I remember when we was praying, man, it did something for us, man. It did something for our character and for our conscience. It did something for our spirit. See, when you have a righteous spirit, man, Paul said it. We don't like ungodly and unrighteous people, but for some reason, ungodly and unrighteous people succeed and win. And they get in places of power on this planet, in this country. Maybe they put them in his back pocket too when they're standing up on stage picking with handicapped people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they put them in his back pocket when it's about the economy. And they say, well, you know what? We need to go and bomb Iraq. Well, let's make up a good reason. But you're going to kill a lot of people. Hey, but man, it's business. It's business. So let's just put God in our back pocket, a quote unquote religion. Nah, it's hard for me to blindfold him. I ain't the best at it. But deep down in my heart, I still know that he got to apply it in everything that I'm doing. And if it ain't being seen or recognized in everything that I see going on, then I gotta watch and question what is the agenda, what's the purpose. So man, I don't know what they're gonna do with Trump. I ain't taking no sides. Because I see wrong on both sides. I like everything Paul said too. I say all the time, man, this is a hard world for a conservative black man. Most conservatives don't know this, but most black people are conservative. Not by the label and the title that y'all have created, but by the fact that, look, man, we got a standard. We have a standard, and we have certain things that we just don't feel that we find acceptable. Some things in the liberal party we don't find acceptable, but we have to go along with it. Why? Because we also support helping the poor people. We also support helping the vulnerable, the needy. We do believe in being our brother's keeper. So at the same time, it's hard for us to go along with conservative ideology when they don't want to really have the helping hand. They don't want to do what Jesus did. Because it ain't good business in this democracy or in this capitalistic system that we also find so great and that we might put above God. Now, if you open up your eyes, you might realize that that's what we are more under the influence of. And it needs to be turned around. Everybody needs more influence of righteousness and good instead of all this evil and corruption that we're still seeing is going on. I didn't want to take it in this direction, but we're really true. As we have more of these conversations, we see a lot of corruption going on, and that's what this is about. Some corruption, quote unquote, with Trump, and maybe some corruption with Biden. But we have also seen a pattern, a precedence, and a history of this nonstop, going all the way back to before they killed their own president. So I mean, man, we walking in some shoes, man, dealing with some I don't want to say evil issues, but it's something going on, man. This walk that we taking, man, is difficult. You got to have something that you're grounded in, and whatever it is you're grounded in, be consistent in it. I ain't no church going person, but I do believe I got to answer to somebody in the past. So I refuse to put him in my back pocket, because even if I try to put him in my back pocket, he's still watching me. I can't make him not see what I can avoid it and say all day long, man, I'm going to leave him out of this. But guess what? I can't leave him out of it, because he is all.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't care what democracy you create. I don't care what government, what system man has created. You can't take him out of it. If you do, you're being inconsistent and you're fooling yourself.
Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Ryan, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart?
going along with Rico, we can't really, especially since this is a legal subject, can't remove God from it either. Because when you walk into the Supreme Court, Moses and the Ten Commandments staring you in your face. It's right there because they upheld the biblical beliefs and said, this is the representative that we want to go after or model ourselves after. He was the precedent on law because he's the one who handed down the laws of God, right? So I agree a lot with what Rico is saying. There's certain things that are being removed from the society, and it's taking the society on a bad route. Very bad route. No more prayer, no more Bibles. People get picked on and bullied for participating in their religious beliefs at school, but it's being replaced with what? Things that would be a smack to God's face. So we talk about corruption, people getting away with certain things. I mean, we got to hold everybody accountable. That's what everybody always say, right? Everybody's got to be held accountable. So then let's hold them all accountable. Even the FBI is being called to task right now for lying and covering things up and picking and choosing what they want to do. And they're supposed to be the staple of law and order in this country.
Wow. So do you think all of them should be locked up? Is that the point you're making right now?
That's the point I'm making. If you're going to lock one up, you got to do it to all of the ones that you've got information on that's guilty. You can't just pick and choose.
Good deal. Good deal. Cassandra?
I take the fifth.
Now, how many fifths you got over there? Now you got a lot of fifths over there. How many fifths you got? I want to know how many fifths you got.
I have several sitting here, and I'm going to use them when necessary.
Exactly.
Don't slip on them, Phil.
Exactly.
Fifth now.
You're gonna be leaning. You're gonna be leaning. I'm telling you, there's a lot of fifths over there. Willow.
Yes, Raheem.
Talk to me, sis. What's on your heart? You ain't got no fifth over there, do you?
No, I don't have a fifth. Not now. I do have it sometime, but not today.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're talking about this Donald Trump. He's up for this year. This is his season for us to get through until something else happens. Because definitely, Donald Trump is, he just thinks it's a political move to keep him from running in the election for president. But, like I said, I'm not worried on either way because I know who's in control. I know God is still in control. I know that this is still his plan. And before he allowed any physical man to destroy his world, he'll come back and destroy it first. So I ain't even worried about that part. One thing I know about him, God gonna take care of his business. I don't have to mind his business because he definitely takes care of it. But when he tells me I'm not in this world, I'm in the world, but I'm not of it. So I just totally agree with what the word of God says, And I know I'm around a lot of evil. Whatever God decides for me in his life, in this life, it is what it is. That's why I am. I don't walk around on eggshells. I don't walk around on glass. I don't walk. I just trust.
Preach.
It is what it is. So that's what my heart is right here.
Good deal. Good deal. Leonard?
I'm with her 100%. See, that's why I can trust Willa. Me and Willa ain't never met one another or anything of that nature. But the common bond that we share is our belief. That's why when we say things, I understand completely what she means. Every day I've been on this show, I've probably told you in the world, but not of the world.
Yeah.
Sanctified, but not. I don't teach sanctified no more. I don't care what y'all doing. I'm not going to do it. I don't care if homosexuals or whatever do what they do or get married. I'm not going to do it. I don't lose my religion and pick and choose. I'm still a Christian regardless. That's how I'm going to behave. But I can't dictate that that's how you will. You understand what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
So we have to get out of
Mm-hmm.
this mindset that anything ever was all right and that everything was going along as planned or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
We
Wow.
are
Wow. That's
deciding each and every day on what we gonna do next.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. Rico, talk to me, brother.
See, ain't that something? We come full circle.
Yeah.
Willa said she ain't worried about what's going on with that, man. She just gonna have to let God handle it. When you first asked me that question, what did I say? Rico, what you think about it? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We still on it though, ain't we? We still on it. And now we come full circle to a point where we have to realize, man, you know what? Some of this stuff, after we start seeing the history of how these things go, you should expect some foolishness. You may probably should expect that it ain't gonna turn out the way it should turn out because powerful people don't get justice served on them the same way the average person does.
Mm-hmm.
But then you go back like to what Willa said, not taking God out of it, putting him in it, putting it in his hands, not just putting him in it, putting it in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my attitude about it. You know what, man? I done seen so much injustice and so much corruption that I ain't fixing to even worry my brain about this. I got real deal issues, personal, and right here in my hand, in my lap, that I can have more impact on, that I can have more effect on than this conversation. Again, talking about the FBI going after a president, the same FBI that killed Fred Hampton.
Mm.
Racist white supremacy tactics. Utilize that to kill that man. Another leader, peacemaker, uniter, social interventionist, an activist, an advocate. They took him out of here, and ain't nobody go to jail for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm looking at this world we live in, man, and I'm like, you know, man, there's only so many things I'm going to sit back and use my energy talking about and thinking about for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, when really and truly we already know that it probably ain't going to turn out the way that it needs to turn out. But in the end, like what Willa said earlier, you're going to get that justice. Judgment is coming. Somehow, if you believe like I believe, so, you know, hey, let the chips fall where they may. But I'm not going to stress myself over this because I done seen even worse. And George Bush and Cheney still ain't in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Kissinger is still over Bilderberg meetings with world leaders. And he got 2-3 million bodies up under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
Dead people. Living the best life possible and having power over the most powerful people, influence over the most powerful people. Every president that come into office, he's one of their advisors. A big murderer. Ever since Nixon, this man got 40 years of killing under his belt. Millions. And we talking about some documents in the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
All part of the same little circle of evil that live above the means of the laws that they created and above the means and above the laws that God created.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
I ain't gonna lose no sleep over.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Ryan, let me ask you this question. If for whatever reason, Trump is found guilty, what do you think the punishment should be?
I have no idea. Like I said in the beginning, depending on what type of documentation it was. If it's some sort of super ultra top secret, you know, it's going to destroy the world if it get into the wrong hands. I mean, send him to jail. But what? I mean, honestly, think about it. And I'm gonna catch some flack for it. But what's sending him to jail going to do over some papers? Even if the context is egregious, what lesson is going to be learned by the public? You see what I'm saying? Like
What? But
it's
see, we're not necessarily. And just for the, and I don't know what's on those papers. I don't know. Just for the record, I'm gonna say that, put that out there because I don't know. But if it is some kind of security, some kind of deep security stuff that would jeopardize or sacrifice the security of this country on those documents that he had, and people say that he's in communications or was in communications or had communications with Putin. If there was some kind of side deal that was going on for him to get those papers to Putin for a fee, what should happen to him?
lock them up.
Mm-hmm. But it's
I
still,
mean,
but it's still just for some papers, though.
no, that's not what I said.
Mm-hmm.
If it's some crazy stuff like Leonard's saying over there, launch codes, yeah, that's egregious. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that's detriment to all of humanity. Lock them up. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I can get down with. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Again, as much as Leonard hates this, the national security stuff that was on the the dang emails,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't lock her up for that.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between the two individuals other than their political affiliations?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
it's one of those things like, to me, in my mind, you running national security stuff through a Gmail account on a private computer, that automatically indicts you as guilty. You got no business putting government issues on a non-government computer. That shows that you're trying to hide something, just like he said with Trump. He didn't want to give them up, so he was hiding them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's the same playing field to me,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I don't know. It's kind of like all these people losing their lives over stuff, and like Rico was saying, I'm not losing any sleep over it. I didn't lose any sleep over it when it happened before, and I'm not losing any sleeping over it when it happens now. I got my family and my kids to look after.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's
I
good.
still
That's
got to
good.
get up and come to work. I still
Mm-hmm.
got to manage my employees tomorrow, whether he go to jail or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Yeah. The responsibility on your part ain't gonna change at all. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
You know, I understand. I think to each his own. And if you constantly just throw things together in a pot and hope it turn out right, you ain't gonna never know what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
And people have to realize that things exist all over the world at the very same time. So this notion that one you gonna have it one way is ridiculous. There are some things that have priority and some things that don't. Even doing everything that you do, you still get the opportunity to go vote. That's your opportunity. If nothing else, that's the opportunity to vote. That's when you, as an American citizen, has input in the people that govern you.
Leonard, I see you on TikTok, and one of the persons people on TikTok, can't really see the name here. Let me see, can I pull it up this way? Global African. And it
Hmm.
says if you are not American, sit down. If you
Exactly.
are not American, sit down. What does that say to you, and what do you think he or she mean by that?
Because Americans elect the presidents.
Mm-hmm.
People who vote elect the president. Shout out to Georgia. I believe I heard a number that was around 92% of individuals registered to vote. So, let's do work in these states to make sure that people are registered to vote. The more people that go to vote, the better off we should be, especially if you're under this pretense that everybody's so good. You just seen that's not the truth. And it's a very narrow margin. It's a very narrow margin. So that's why things are the way they are. Because if you're under the assumption that everyone is out here for the right reason and want to see peace and all, I don't know what type of fantasy world you live in.
Mm-hmm.
That has never been. And, and the notion that it's somebody else's job to do the right thing. What if I pull y'all records?
Wow. Wow.
I sat in the
And
office. You was in the military, weren't you? No, you were.
no.
Your parents were. But you know, we used to have the ink pen, right? And they used to always crack this joke in the military. Don't take that pen home with you. Because it got right on the side of it who it belonged to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I wanted you, I could come and search your whole house for that ink pen. Because it says the U.S. property of the U.S. government on it.
Yep. Don't belong to you. Exactly.
There's a difference. So you can't lump it together. You have to make sure that the things that you're deciding about, you have the best information. Yes, it's your responsibility to do all those things. Take care of your house, take care of your family and everything else. But there's a duty as an American citizen.
Let me read this. I read wrong what our global African said. He said Americans are stupid. They believe everything media reports. Dummies. Rico, what do you say to that?
Oh, but at the same time, he's telling the truth. Man, because, man, this media, man, listen.
Lord,
I mean, we could go all in the MK Ultra. We could go to the 1% owning the media, propaganda rhetoric, man, reefer madness. You know what I'm saying? Black men got tails. Man, I mean, America done put a lot of rhetoric out, man. Gonna put a lot of misinformation out about other countries. At one point in time, China was the worst thing you could think of, and then all of a sudden, when they seen business opportunities, we opened it up and let them have the Olympics, and then promoted it as something great. Then had them all on Good Morning America talking about tourism. Oh yes, come to see the great Shaolin temples. Oh, the beautiful landscape. Oh, the Great Wall of China. Visit China. Visit China. Visit China. Now all of a sudden they're the bad guys again. Answers of evil. What happened? As far as I know, China ain't changed. Oh, but see, it was fit to deal with them. So I mean, but we just follow along. We just follow along, man. You know, so like with these conversations, once again, this may be an important conversation. It is when you have a president or people in power, leaders that, you know, manipulate the government and do illegal things. It is because they abuse the power. That's not cool at all. But at the same time, precedence has told me that this is a drop in the bucket compared to a lot of the other things that people in power have gotten away with, and ain't nobody did nothing to them. We still ain't had a 9/11 hearing yet. Americans so stupid. We so stupid. They say, oh, we're not gonna have an investigation on 9/11 because we're in the midst of a recession. Matter of fact, we gotta stop the campaign for the election and just, you know, cut it short and just vote. Remember when Obama got elected? Oh, remember when Bush came in office, how we was in the surplus, but then all of a sudden, 8 years after Bush, we in a recession? All that money gone. All them big profits that the CEOs of these oil companies made, record profits, all up and down Wall Street. We breaking records. We breaking records. Man, look at it. We successful. Americans are going, yeah, the economy is good. The economy is good. Is it good? Yeah, it's good. Economy. Playing along with that little game, just letting them drag us around by our noses and leaving stuff on the table, really and truly, when it comes to human rights and social issues that still have not been addressed. People still out here living in poverty, man. Poverty still exists, y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got it's an organization called the Poor People's Campaign. I really like, you know, being involved with them, man. Martin Luther King actually was the one started this organization. So man, it addresses pretty much some of the things that we're talking about and that I'm talking about, and I know it's a little different, but you know, those are some of the things that really still exist that aren't getting the attention of the mainstream publicity that it should get. But we're talking about another indictment. And And after this indictment is done, if this man does not get convicted, or if he does get convicted and get a slap on the wrist like Epstein, believe me, they ain't gonna do him worse than they did Epstein. He president. Epstein wasn't even president.
Yeah.
And you know what he was doing while he was locked up the first time. So even if he get convicted, he still has an air of entitlement, man. He still comes. He's still living in an elite sector of the population that the rules don't apply to. And what we gonna do about that? How is that gonna make us feel when we see that he got a slap on the wrist? But it was people got life in prison and did 20 and 25 years and 30 years for selling crack. Got less time for call. I mean, all this injustice that we know of, we can speak about it, educate people, and talk about all the time. All the injustice is going on. And move right on to the next. Like I said, this is the topic of the day. And with this being the topic of the day, what that gentleman said about Americans being stupid, if we don't want to accept that we're stupid, we sure are distracted.
Wow.
Distracted and under this spell that I speak of all the time.
Global African said, America is for millionaires. Get out while you can. It's going to be a third world country for people. And Renita called you a liar, Rico. Said, good grief, you don't know what you're talking about with Bush. Okay.
With Bush.
Yeah. They're saying something about the comment about with Bush. Yeah, said that you don't know what you're talking about.
I guess he did find weapons of mass destruction, and I guess he didn't come into office in a surplus and then run us into a recession. I guess I just was living in a fantasy. Maybe I was dreaming. So yeah, maybe she's right. Maybe I was dreaming, but I could have sworn that Clinton left us in a surplus, and then all of a sudden when Bush left office and Obama came in, that was a recession.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn we went into Iraq to pieces. I'm pretty sure we killed Saddam Hussein and his sons for weapons that they didn't find yet. So I might be wrong though. I might be wrong.
And Michelle said, and I'm reading a lot from TikTok here, said, Bush also spent all of SSI money. Spent all the SSI money. That's why they want to kill us. Anybody over 65 now. Said Bush spent all the SSI money. Said Bush spent all that money as well. That's another thing that they're saying. TikTok is wide open this morning, man, and I'm loving the interaction that we're having with it. I wish they would call in and be a part so we can actually hear what they're saying. But somebody else said, treat Trump like he was a black man. They say treat Trump like he was a black man. They said that as well. So let me go to Leonard. What's on your heart, brother?
Listen, all of the comments are expected because it's the same conversations that people usually have. It's just best to go and find facts when you hear people say something. If you are not aware of it, go look for yourself. This notion Americans are stupid. How stupid? Why would Americans be? Everybody don't believe what they say on the news.
Yeah.
But if you want to believe that way, you can. No one's there to stop you. A lot of people out here with good sense. You can watch the TV all day. They show you all these analysts and everybody else. All the folks got good sense. They got facts and everything. You go back and read them. So like I said, don't be so dismissive when information or facts are available, and make sure you're able to separate.
They said one of the people on TikTok said, treat Trump like as if he was a black man. Would that make a difference?
No, and to me, I wouldn't never even say anything like that. Treat him just like for what he's guilty of. You treat him just like that, because all black men aren't treated bad.
Yeah.
So you treat him for what he's guilty of. It has nothing to do with no one else. It's him. But if you continue to lump things together, it just contributes to people not getting anything done, because you probably believe that ain't nothing gonna be done or can be done. So it's best to get involved and find out what you can do, instead of just lumping everything together, talking about what is and what is not happening. You want to meet politicians and talk about their lifestyle? Go talk to them. Don't make that crap up. You don't want nobody making nothing up on you, so why would you make something up on them? It's like I said, I'm very confident. I pull my record against anybody record on this phone right now. because I know my background, I know where I've been. I ain't trying to hide it. But there's a lot of people who have done a lot of things that think that they secret until they not. And now you got something else to deal with, just like this issue. Everybody don't get away. Everybody don't get away.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna read this. Willow, you there?
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna read.
I'm here.
I'm gonna read this right here, and I want you to comment on what it says. Something off of TikTok, and like I said, I gotta reposition myself. Give me a second. Trump did more for black people than all the other presidents put together. Opportunity loans help black churches so they don't have to beg for money every year. He said it was ridiculous. What do you say to that?
Everybody got an opinion.
Hey.
Everybody got an opinion. We all are sideline coaches. So that's why he or she wrote it instead of getting on the phone saying what they had to say. But anyway, our churches are, according to the word of God, is provided. Our finances are provided by our offerings and tithes that people give. So whatever they think, it's okay. They entitled. I'm like Leonard. I don't let that stuff get me upset or take me out of a place that it rattles me. Because it certainly didn't. And that's what I wanted to comment on.
Anything else on your heart, sis?
And remember always one thing, because that's how the enemy works out here. This wood thing, don't nourish it, because when you nourish it, you allow it to grow. And I'm not nourishing anything. I'm disrooting it at this point. And that's what's on my heart.
It is. Let me see. It's not my opinion. This is the same person. It's not my opinion. It is the fact. Tell me how to get on the phone, and I'll get on there. You can dial the phone number 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. One more time, because I don't know if you have a pen. Now I know that you have a pen in your hand. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We definitely love to have your input. Bishop, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, brother. I'm doing pretty good. I hope everybody else is too.
Doing good. Now, what do you say to that comment, man? This person on TikTok said that Trump has done more for black people than all the other presidents combined, man. He put the black churches so they ain't got to beg for money every year. Trump did that.
I think Willa said it best. I mean, the church is supported by tithes and offering. And I don't know about any programs that he have out there for churches to give us revenue that we won't have to beg. But I sure would like to find out about it. Give me that information. Hey, I can use more money into our treasury. I can tell you that without a shadow of doubt. Now, I would never think Trump didn't do anything good for some of the American people. He took care of all my student debt. By me being a disabled veteran, he took care of all that. And I appreciate it. So I didn't have to worry about trying to pay back that student loan. But I think that's just a good drop in the bucket for men and women that put on a uniform and lost their lives or defended this nation. There should be some special, services rendered unto us without us having to, jump through hoops and hurdles. So we go through a whole lot. Just get any level of compensation for what we've gone through. So I would like to know what programs that Donald Trump has in place so the churches wouldn't have to beg. Please get me that information.
Okay. Well, I think Michelle just chimed in with us. Good morning, Michelle. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Hey, doing well. Good to have you. Definitely good to have you with us. And thanks for calling in. We definitely appreciate that. Elaborate, sis. Tell me what's on your heart. You say that Trump has did more for black people than any other president combined. Please explain that to me.
Yes. First of all, my daughter's married to a black man. My granddaughter is half black. My great grandson is black. And so I'm not a racist. That's what they say about Trump. He's a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist. All the black people, Jesse Jackson, all those guys, all loved him until he became president. Okay, and there are facts. You can look it up in Google or DuckDuckGo of all the things he did for black people. I'm not going to do your research for you. Do it yourself. I didn't care for Trump. My husband's from New York, and I know New Yorkers, and they talk bad. They talk bad, all of them. And he was in construction also. I didn't care for the guy. I kept going to my husband because he worked in the office at a home and in Washington State. I'm in Florida now. And going, I don't know if I like this guy, Eddie. I don't know if I like this guy. They're saying lots of bad things about him. He said, stop watching the news. Stop watching the news. Stop watching the news. When Trump was in office, he cut our taxes. And we weren't rich. We made like $60,000 back then. And I was a waitress and he was a salesman. But we lived really well. We bought 2 brand new cars. I paid cash for mine out of my retirement because we could afford to do it. And now this guy in office, do you guys like him? My God, our food costs us so much. Our gas costs us so much. We can't save any money now. We can't save 1 penny. We could save when Trump was in, and they'd say, oh, he's sexist, he's sexist. He went out on Melania, when they weren't even married. She just moved in with him, and she packed up her bags and went back to Yugoslavia, and he promised her he would never, ever do that again. He respects women. He doesn't sit there and sniff them up like Biden does, and little girls, and touch them all over the place.
Michelle, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask you this question, because I saw the clip with Mr. Bush, the reporter Bush, had with Trump, and he said he could grab the women in the cha-chas. You know, he used different words, and they like it because they like when he do stuff like that. He could take certain liberties with the women. You say that he respect women, but I heard him say that he could grab them by the cha-cha. They like it and they love it, and he could walk them and kiss them in the mouth and all kind of things, real disrespectful things about women. Now, I'm trying to make a parallel to what you're saying and from what he said.
I heard the videotape supposedly from a trailer, not out of his mouth, from a trailer, about grabbing 1 woman in the crotch. And that was before he married Melania.
Okay, but
so,
Michelle,
I don't know. Do you know the tapes of Biden grabbing
Michelle,
little girls?
But see, Michelle, what I like to do on this broadcast, and I'm definitely appreciate that you called in, and you can certainly call in anytime you want to. You're more than welcome to call in with us. I welcome that. But my thing is, I like to stay. You know, we can divert it and switch it and talk about this person. Let's stick with where we are. Trump said. And even with what you just said, even if Trump said that he did that with 1 woman, if an individual raped 1 woman, or just 1 woman, is that terrible that woman got raped?
No.
Wow.
No, it doesn't.
Wow.
But, okay, can you answer me this? No, I'm saying I agree with you. I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you. Maybe no wasn't the right answer, but I agree with you.
Yeah, okay.
Totally. But let's ask about how are you living now compared to how you were living with Trump? And you can't tell me you were worse with Trump than we are right now.
That depends.
Starting with my hand raised.
Okay. Oh no. Y'all go ahead because I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on, Miss Michelle. I'm gonna tell you something because I would go. Okay. It will be a tennis match because I would, but I'm not gonna do that. I know y'all. I gotta be respectful to y'all as well. Who want to? Let's go, ladies first. Cassandra, then Rico. I'm coming to you. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
I'm like dumbfounded. Does this woman realize that we just came out of a pandemic, the worst in the history of the world, and all the things that took place during the pandemic that affected the economy and all these other areas? Do you not realize that when Biden came in, that is what he had to deal with? What are we talking about here? You would have to be ignorant to think that a president was going to come in and everything was going to be hunky-dory after we just came through a pandemic. That is absolutely ludicrous. That is not going to happen. You have to rebuild. You have to rebuild every part of this country that has been affected by a pandemic that was worldwide. So for us to think that he was going to come in and the economy was just going to be hunky dory, the food prices were not that. I'm not that smart, but I know enough to know that there was no way that was going to happen. I never expected a miracle to take place when Biden came in, and I'm a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously know that. I obviously know that. First of all, the first thing Biden did was shut down the pipeline. First thing, cut up our energy efficiency. I could tell you're a Democrat. My daughter's one. She's married to a black guy. I've had him over to my house. I've had him over for pizza. I cook prime rib.
Wow. Raheem, I'm done.
No, stay there, Cassandra. Stay there. Stay there.
No,
Oh, go. Hello, Rico. I think that was you wanted to say something, Rico.
no, that was me, Bishop.
Okay, Bishop, go ahead.
But if Rico want to chime in first, I'm cool with it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. We're gonna circle our way around. Trust me, we're gonna touch everybody. I want to go to Ryan as well, but go ahead, Bishop. What's on your heart?
I want to make sure we're absolutely clear and understanding. And those of us who are very engrafted into politics can speak from this perspective and understanding. And President Biden had nothing to do with the cost of the food going up.
Yeah.
The economy itself within itself was altered because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
President Donald Trump dismissed COVID when he should have taken action as soon as it came to fruition, when it came to light. He's like, oh, it's just like the flu. It'll go poof. Those are his words. I didn't hear this just from the media, but through the media outlet, that's where he was speaking. So to say that Joe Biden had something to do with that, ma'am, I'm sorry, you're sadly mistaken. Secondarily, Raheem made it clear. You know his voice. It's his voice. Billy Bush is interviewing Donald Trump in the trailer. She makes it sound like the trailer, it could have been anybody's voice. No, it was Donald Trump's voice. And he made the statement of grabbing women by their private parts. Because, see, women like celebrities, and celebrities get to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter if he was married to, what's this one, Melania? At some point, he was married to somebody. Whether it was Melania, whether it was Ivanka, or whether it was Marla Maples. He was married doing those things. That's what caused the marriages to break. And the reason this last woman he's married to, she's there. She saw she's an opportunity. She wanted to get the money where she can get, but yet he was married to that woman at the same time he raped the other woman in the store. So that's why he tried to pay her. That's why he ended up having to pay that woman, because he disrespected her. And she said he did. He said he didn't. There was a defamation lawsuit. They didn't get him for rape because statute of limitation had run out. So he ended up paying that woman $5 million. Then he went back and opened his mouth and said, I didn't do it. And now there's another charge against him because she has the right to go back and sue him again after he should have kept his mouth closed. But it's so many negatives. And we're not trying to bash Donald Trump. We're just trying to bring to light the reality of how he thinks and other like-minded individuals. And it's not about a Democrat or about a Republican. It's about right and or wrong. We don't care about the Democrats and Republicans. That's not a fact. But I was at this, Raheem, before I shut up. I understand that this young lady has a daughter who's married to a black man. Something she has said really struck a nerve with me because it leans towards, okay, yeah, my daughter married to a black man. No, your daughter's married to a man. He just doesn't be of a dark content. That's all. But he's a man, no matter how you look at it. Don't classify race as though you're gonna justify the fact that like you know black people. So yeah, you long way off from black.
Wow. Let me go to Ryan. Ryan, what's up?
My fault. I'm sorry, Rocky.
Lord. Wow. Hey, this is
I
why we
just
do the
came
show.
back. Shout out to the good people.
Okay, exactly. That's why we do the broadcast, man. We open for everybody. Everybody have their opinion. I'm not here to give anybody, nor anyone here to give their opinion, but we want to have the dialogue. That's the beauty of the Morning Glow. Let's have the dialogue. I appreciate Miss Michelle calling in this morning. She took the time. She called in. She's still with us. She's not gone, and we're gonna talk to her some more. I love the dialogue.
And
I love it.
and I'll put some things in the chat that you may want to send to her.
Okay. Okay.
So when you say things and y'all talk about things, I try to go get the facts and put them in the chat if people were interested in going to look at some of the subject matter. Like when somebody say he ain't a racist or who they have for dinner at their house, that has nothing to do with the case of Trump Village and racial discrimination.
Exactly. Good deal. Let me go to Ryan. Ryan, what's on your heart, brother?
Sorry, I had to find the mute button. Yeah, I really ain't got nothing to say much about our caller. There's some things that she said I can't get down with. So, and I'm not gonna bash on anybody. At any rate, I'm still at the same spot. If it's time worthy, send it. But when you set that precedent, you got to keep it going. You can't just, all right, fine, we finally got him. Woo! Throw a party, because that's really what it seems like over the last few years. Anyway, it just seemed like, and whether you support him or not, like, you have to look at the whole scenario from the beginning to the end. There was never any problem until he became president, and then all of a sudden, we got to do anything and everything to make this guy look like Satan incarnate, and we ain't gonna stop till he goes to jail, and then it's not gonna matter about anybody else. That's the way it appears. You see? So
let me ask you this question, Ryan. The 2 terms that Obama was in office, do you think there was an effort to destroy his presidency or to make sure that he was not successful at all as a president?
I think his first term even I voted for him. His first term. I liked his character, his charisma, and as things went along, I wasn't duped the second time. It just, I don't know. Like, I think that there was a specific target under his second term, but it was pointed at some certain things like Fast and Furious and things like that, because people like to parade around and say, there was no corruption, et cetera, but some of those people never dug into things. So people, it seems like, looking at people in office now, there's a concerted effort, and it doesn't matter who it is, whether it be Trump, Obama, Biden, whoever. There's this concerted effort to do something to that individual, whether they did something wrong or not. And we can go round for round on that, who did what, but it just seems like the media has put out this proponent of, well, we don't actually do real journalism anymore. We just gonna do clickbait, like what's on the internet. Okay. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Good deal. Miss Michelle, what's on your heart right now?
What's on my heart is that you have to look at, when you become an adult, at what is good for
Miss Michelle. Miss Michelle, are you talking directly into your phone? Because it's skipping. Are you talking directly into your phone, or if you're on a Bluetooth, talk directly into the phone for me? We want to make sure we can hear everything you're saying.
Yeah, I'm talking directly into my phone.
That's better. That's good. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're kind of echoing too.
Okay, I'm sorry about
that. I mean, my granddaughter and her boyfriend, he works 2 jobs. She works an 8-9 hour job every day. They have a little baby, my great grandson, and I have to help him out all the time, and it's getting harder. In January, I had bought them 4 new tires. Their car's broken down now, so I'm sending them money, and they're good people. They're really good kids, and they just can't take it on this economy right now. That's my heart. That's my point.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Trump should be convicted?
Hold on, I got to see if okay, somebody's trying to call me. I accept it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, he can't. They're not convicted. They're just coming up. Biden was caught with. Trump declassified the documents before he left, and the people that are guilty, Fauci, Pelosi, Schumer, and I used to be a Democrat. I was a Democrat almost my whole life, my whole family. We were all Democrats. But then we got educated and we all switched. And there's a ton of black people on TikTok that are coming over to the Republican Party because they see that the Democrats just use them for their vote. They don't do anything to help them. Excuse me. There are solutions to all these problems that we can help people. Right now, they're kicking out veterans in New York because they get $88 a night for veterans, and the government's now going to give them $168 for illegal immigrants. I'm from Canada. We came in the right way. My parents had to take the test. That's how you come in. My husband's family are all immigrants from Italy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just don't open up the borders and let every freaking person that wants to come in, and they're all fighting men. Did you know that? They're
but
all
see, my issue with that is to hear somebody say, "Don't open the border up to and just everybody to come in," and they came through that very border that everybody else is coming through. There's almost it's almost like, you know, you're saying, let me in, but don't let nobody else in. You know, close the door for them. Close the door. Close the door. Don't open the border for just anybody. Well, you came through that same border. You came through the same border. You know, we're not, and no disrespect to you, Ms. Michelle. No disrespect at all to you at all. But I have an issue with that.
Okay, we went down to Mexico when we lived in California, and my parents didn't have papers on us 4 kids from Canada, and they were going to keep us at the damn border till they drove back up to Los Alamitos and got our papers. So no, it's not like what you say.
But my thing
when
is,
I went up to Vancouver, Canada, my mom told me, because she didn't have my birth certificate, just lie and tell them you're from California.
Wow.
So no, it's not all where you couldn't just get in and out when I was growing up.
Okay. Let me go to let me see. Rico, I hadn't heard nothing from you in a minute, brother. What's on your heart? Rico, you there?
Well, yeah, I'm right here, man.
Okay.
First off, this ain't nothing new we done heard before. Bishop hit it on the head. This inflation and the children not being able to afford things, that ain't got nothing to do with Biden. That got to do with the haves wanting more and want to take more from the have-nots. And they choose to punish everybody until they get their man back in office. Because we know that the Republican Party most times look out for that 1% of that elite. The Republican Party and the Democrats do it too. Obama did some folding. You know, they call it being bipartisan. You have to work out and give somebody a little something to get something. So they always handcuff. See, this is the thing about politics. When you get so single-minded to a point where you just want to look at one side, you can't look at the wrongs or the rights of both sides. Now, I thought she was a black woman at first when she said that Trump helped out black people more than anybody else, even though I heard white people say that craziness. I also heard some black people say it too. Silk and Diamond, or Dusty, whatever their name was.
Yeah.
Then you had the black pastors. Oh, they was up in there holy ghosting with Trump. Then you had the heads of the black colleges. And they wasn't lying. He did give them more than they had been getting in the past. Ain't that something? See, the Democrats ain't been always legit neither, but I ain't supposed to sit back and toot the Republicans' horn. Sometimes they do stuff to appease people. Even an abused child might end up catching Stockholm syndrome if they get one little piece of reward from their abuser. If they find one little piece of compassion, like that with the Willie Lynch and other, you give somebody just a little crumbs and they've been starving, but they finally get some crumbs. They're going to feel like them crumbs are steak.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to feel good about it. Yeah, he a good person. You see, this is the thing about it, man. I mean, you know, as black people, we understand how this go all the time. Because a lot of times in our community, ain't nothing worth nothing till a white man says it's valuable.
Wow. Wow.
Ain't nothing good till the white people say it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing true until the white people say it's true in our community. So it's real easy to get a few black people to say, yeah, man, he did more for us than anybody. I got a couple of more zeros. No, I ain't gonna even say a couple more zeros for some people. They just saw a little bit extra than they saw last year.
Yeah.
$4,000 or $5,000 more, $2,000. Oh, I saw a little bit more, but so we so easy to be bought. You know, I mean, hell, for a briefcase full of money, a lot of people do something strange and feel like, okay, I done made it. So you know what I said earlier about success? What is the definition of success? Mm-hmm. This woman's definition of success is all about finances and the economy. Not about righteousness, not about character, not about the fact that, you know what, it wouldn't have mattered if he wasn't married or unmarried. You don't walk up to nobody and put your hand between their legs or you a celebrity. I wouldn't care if you were 12 or 212.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't care if you were single and on The Bachelor. You don't walk up to nobody and do that. But did you hear her say that he wasn't married then? What? What did that matter?
You are wrong. My
hold on, Miss Michelle. Miss Michelle, we respect everybody's time to talk. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Now, because I was abused.
Miss Michelle, we don't do that here. That's not what we do here. We respect. If nothing else, we're respectful. Miss Michelle, no, Miss Michelle. Let me explain something to you. That's not how we do things here. When in Rome, do as Romans do. We don't do that here. Now, I will give you an opportunity to respond, but we don't jump over top of each other like that. If you've been listening to the broadcast, you have not heard anybody do that, because that's not what we do. Please be patient. Go ahead, Rico.
And it sounds like she agree. I mean, I'm just going along with what she said. She was the one that said, well, he wasn't even married then. But what did that matter? Because that was still sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's the point I was making. If I'm lying about that, then, you know, I need to rewind it and hear what she said. But she made the point that he was married. I don't think that even mattered that he was married or not married. It was just the fact that was disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
To walk up on a woman just because you're a celebrity, and then to tell another man, hey, you can do what you want to do when you're a celebrity. They love you. They kiss him right in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They won't do nothing. Their privilege and entitlements. Can you even acknowledge that end of the fact that, man, that's a dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe you feel like he is supposed to be somebody we should support. You know, just like Biden said, if we don't vote for him, we ain't black.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, man, audacity.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you know, are we supposed to overlook the fact that this man is terrible with character and that he feels like because he's entitled, he's rich, that he could shoot people in the head in the middle of Manhattan and nothing would happen to him? He said it out of his own mouth. And that was on video.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't audio. That was video.
Exactly.
So we can't deny he didn't say that. That is a clear sign of I'm entitled. I got privileges. I can get away with killing and shooting people. And I can also get away with walking up and grabbing a woman between her legs. And you know what? Y'all black people need to support me. Because I give y'all a little bit more.
And global Africa said this right here, and I totally disagree with that. What he just said. He said most celebrities have that freedom. And I guess what he's saying is most celebrities have the freedom where they can just walk up and grab somebody where they want to grab them, do what they want to do, and treat them and disrespect them in the way that they want to disrespect them. I do not agree with that. Let me go back to Miss Michelle. Miss Michelle, you wanted to say something about what Rico just said?
Yeah, first of all, he laughed at me because I was abused by a man who beat the shit out of me and screwed every woman down.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, Biden said black people were roaches, and he didn't want his kids going to school with black people because they were roaches.
Man, cut her off. She's lying, man. Cut her off, man.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are all fucking idiots.
Hey.
And I'm out of here, man.
I told you to cut her off. She was trolling, man. She's trolling. Cut her off.
Mm-hmm.
She's trolling. You just stepped right up and lied and contradicted what she said herself and then made up something. Who laughed at her about being abused?
Nobody.
You just catch
She
on
lied.
too slow.
Came on here trolling, man. Get that mess out of here.
Mm-hmm. What you say, Leonard?
You just catch on too slow, Raheem. You just
No. Like I said, my thing is, I give people the right to call in, and sometimes they hang themselves, much like she just did.
Yeah,
much like she contradicted herself. She contradicted herself several times along the course of the conversation.
And as you notice, me and Ryan were having a side conversation in the chat.
Yes,
I'm for opinion, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
But just don't make stuff up
Mm-hmm.
and lie. We can't have an intelligent conversation if your facts is different than everybody else's. If you can just make something up and interject it, that's not even anything to argue about. Because where would all of us get information on what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And even with all of that, like Ryan, I know Ryan's background and how he said that's a no-no when she made some comments.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let her slide on them comments before I let her slide on the lies. She don't, it may be a big thing to her to have a black man over for dinner. God help them and their family, and help them just like everybody else, as Ryan said. Everybody else trying to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So these stories that sometimes people tell you, then she brought up and interjected abuse or whatever. Well, we couldn't get that you had ever been abused from this position you took on this issue where this very man said what he said.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So it's amazing to me how people interject certain things, but that's the nature of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect humanity, man, and the nature of us, which is why, guess what? People were just as bad 100 years ago as they are today. It's just a different time.
Mm-hmm.
More things to play with, more things to use against to weaponize against one another.
Exactly. Wow, I'm looking at the clock, man. It's almost 10:30. We got to get out of here. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
No, I've said this to you several times. It's okay to have people, say what they want to say, but if they tell a lie, we gotta check that immediately, because we're responsible for all of the people that are listening to DKM in the Morning Glow. We're responsible for information that's going out there, and if it's a lie, we need to put a check on it. And she told several lies. Several lies. We cannot let that slide. It cannot go like that. And not just being a radio station, we're a Christian radio station. So we need to shut it down. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know about anybody else, but I was offended by the fact that she kept saying, I got a black son-in-law and he comes over to my house for dinner. What the heck? What is that? That says something about, man. Come on now. No.
Boy, today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I'm gonna tell you something. When we had to come back on tomorrow, it'll be something. Yes.
I have a black daughter-in-law.
Lord. But like I say, man, and like I say all the time, man, we open dialogue, man. People have a right to, and we want people to call in, and if they talk long enough, they'll hang themselves, man. They'll hang themselves. We ain't got to do nothing. Just listen.
Me and Cassandra just have it.
Go ahead.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Man, I really enjoyed it for the day. And I like what Cassandra said. But I want to go back to this when she said, because I asked, where's this information about Trump giving money to black churches? And he did. I'm not going to do your homework for you.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate Rico I appreciate Leonard. I appreciate even Badger and everyone that generally they talk about something. They provide us the network where we can go and see it. It's not a bunch of foolish talk or rhetoric. They provide this information. Rico, hey, man, I just posted it. Then he give it out verbally, but he can tell us exactly where these programs are that we can go in and capitalize. All she gave us nothing but mouth and lips. I don't just like mouth and lips. Give me something that's going to validate what you're saying. And then what you're saying really doesn't add up. But at the end of the day, man, I guess I woke up today for a good reason. I got a phone call, and man, it woke me up out of sleep. And I said, well, since I'm up, I might as well only call in on the show today. And I'm glad I did, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I did.
Hey, good to have you, bro. It was something else. Willa, come on, Willa, talk to me.
Wait a minute.
See?
Wait, Ryan.
Today's Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
We ain't gonna lift it up on the cross, but wait a minute. I was waiting like Bishop for that information that we needed for the help for the churches. Because she also said that her daughter and son was struggling. So I'm sure it's some churches there that was getting the same finances and black churches that was able to be getting around the world that she said that would be able to help them. So I'm waiting on that information, like Bishop. That's what I'm waiting on.
Wow.
So we ain't gonna put on the cross though. We ain't gonna nail it to the cross. Because we want everybody from TikTok to keep calling in. Morning Glow is where it's at. You got people that got
even if you want a free Barabbas.
Lord.
Right. Support Barabbas. We want you to call in.
Lord Jesus. Look at Ryan. I want to give you an opportunity to come. I know I saw in the chat you said you was fire mad right now, so I want to give you a chance to calm down. Have you calmed down, brother?
Hey, somebody got some Pepto-Bismol. I got some indigestion right now. That lady got me hot. As soon as she said it, I was like, she said the no.
Wow.
Don't nobody give a rip who your daughter is married to.
Yeah.
My God, they people, who cares? Don't parade it around like it's a trophy and make it look like you're covering up something. Got me heated. Man. I had to stop, put my forklift down, and I was like, what is going on right now? What kind of oh man. Anyway, that's what I had to say. I just want to say my piece. I'm sorry, y'all. She made me want to go slap something.
But like I say, man, hey, just the Morning Glow, and everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. That's just sometimes that's what you get. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
You rise and fall based on the president or anything else in your life, that means that you don't know how to budget your money.
Yeah.
You got to watch that. I'm just saying, because if you're not making it now and you was making it during Trump, you're doing something different. I don't care who was president, Trump was president. That had nothing to do with my income. I go to work and try to adjust myself. That's what I got to do. I ain't studying who's president. They don't take care of me.
Exactly.
I'm just.
Wow. Man, listen, we got to get out of here, man. It's 10:34. Y'all know y'all got me over today, boy. I got to go, man. Y'all got me over today. But anyway, anybody have anything they want to say real quickly before we get out of here? Anybody have anything on their heart before we close?
You got to charge that to Michelle, man. I'm starting to wonder if you set us up and got her to call in and pull this mess, man, because she sure came in here and showed her whole flat little booty.
Why her booty gotta be flat? Hold on now. Why her booty
gotta
be flat?
Man, look, I ain't know nothing about that woman husband whooping on her. What she talking about? I thought we were talking about a whole lot, man. That was entertaining, man.
Hey.
But it goes to show you just how rhetoric can be, you know, and how people can come out and just spew stuff out of her mouth. But yeah, I think she revealed herself, you know. It's 2023. We 23 years mentioning that not only has she got a black son-in-law or a daughter got a black boyfriend, but he even came in her house.
Wow.
I heard all that, but I'm like, man, she just cut it
What
on
in the
herself, man.
world?
This felt like a special thing to her. Can y'all believe? I'm like, well,
Lord
I
have
pet a
mercy.
tiger one time.
Wow.
I mean, so she making it seem like she just pet a tiger. He even been in my house and ate pizza. I said, oh my goodness, she gone. But yeah, man, she exposed herself, man, and that just goes to show how sometimes we don't need to fall to the headlines all the time and to the rhetoric that the media puts out, because she definitely was spewing some viewpoints and some false topics.
And just for the record, I do not know that woman.
And Rico say her whole flat booty.
Yeah, exactly. I said, why her booty got to be flat, man? You don't know that lady. You don't know that lady either, man. Anyway.
She lied on me. I didn't know she was getting whooped on. She said I was laughing at her, so I might well throw a flat boot on her.
That joke say, look, he's a flat booty. Anybody else have anything? Bishop, anything on your heart?
Oh, man, I think all has already been said, man, and I do have something, but it's not an attack on this woman or anybody else. She came with her opinions, we came with ours, and at the end of the day, I think we kept her pretty civil based on some of the comments that she made.
Yeah.
But can we make comments? Absolutely. Are we in place to properly do it? Yes, we are. I enjoyed the show today, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, likewise. Ryan, anything on your heart, brother? We're ready to get out of here. Anything on your heart? You say she counseled Ryan. She counseled on.
Her hood pass canceled. It's over with.
Wow. All right, let's get out of here, man. It's way over. It's 10:37, almost 10:40, but it's been a great broadcast. And I just want to say this, man. Like I said earlier, whether we agree, disagree, I love the dialogue. I love being able to dialogue with people. And whether we on the same page, whether you're totally different, opposite, whatever, it doesn't matter. We have to. One of the reasons why I think the world is in a situation or condition that it's in right now is because there's no dialogue. We're not talking to each other. We're not. And if we take the opportunity, we take the time to talk to each other, we may find out that we're more alike than we are different. I asked this question one time before. If you set people in 10 people, let's just say 10 people in a room that look totally different from each other, I guarantee you all 10 of those people, there's some common things that they want for themselves, for their family, for their children, for their community. I guarantee you, if you write a list, you just take a list of it, I guarantee you there'll be a lot of similarities on those lists. Whether they're going to get along with each other, love each other, or invite each other over to their house to sit at their table and eat pizza. Don't know if that's going to happen, but there are some similarities. We do want a lot of the same things. Healthy families, finance to be able to take care of the family, be able to have stability, love in our homes and in our community. There's so many different things that we all want that are the same. Why can't we concentrate on those instead of this small list of differences that we have? Cassandra, what do you say to that?
I take the fifth.
Boy, you got a lot of fifths on that, boy. I'm glad today Friday. Hopefully you have all the fifths taken care of before Monday. Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
If you missed today's show and would like to hear or see the rebroadcast in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Well,
Right. Let's go.
Are you ready? Hold on now. Are you ready?
Raheem, I am so ready to receive the word of God. Come on, Raheem. Let's go.
Well, you know what, Willa? I ain't got one more thing to say. Today is Friday. I got one more thing to say. Let's go.
Come on, Raheem. Father God in heaven, Lord, I ask you to decrease. Allow the Holy Spirit to go forth. Father God in heaven, you said, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. surely I will say to the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. Father, I just thank you. Thank you, Lord, for being my refuge and my fortress. Father, I believe your truth because your word is your truth, Lord. Father, I believe that you continually give me mercy even when I don't deserve it. Father, I thank you for waking us up this morning. Thank you for giving us another opportunity. An opportunity, Lord, to get it right with you, Lord. And for that, Lord, we say thank you. Thank you. Lord, we thank you for your grace. We thank you for your grace when you give it to us as we travel the roads and you protect us and you bring us back safe. Our family is still intact, even better than we left them, Lord. Father, I thank you. I'm praying this morning, Lord. I'm praying that you touch the heart of the people, Lord. That you touch their heart and the obedience step in and the rebellious and pride step out, Lord. I'm praying, Lord, that you tear back what the enemy thinks he has control of. Father, I thank you. I thank you. I love you, Lord. Father, I'm asking you, Lord, to touch each and every last one that's on this line, Lord. Father, you said that you see the heart of your people, Lord. And many might be struggling, Lord. Many might be dealing with an illness, Lord. Many might be struggling with a position or something that's going on with them. But let them know, Lord, that they still have hope. Because you live, we can face tomorrow. Oh, me. Thank you, Lord, because you live, because you died upon that cross for every last one of us. Even those that don't like you, Lord, you died for their sins, Lord. And I'm asking you, Lord, to touch this land, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, wait. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Glory to God. Thank you. Thank you for DKM. Thank you for this show, Lord. Thank you, Lord, that you had us in your plan, Lord. That you had a plan and you set it up under our feet. Thank you, Lord. Keep leading us, guiding us, and directing us in your way, Lord. Trusting you, Lord. Thank you for Raheem and family. Thank you for the morning. In Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen. Thank you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Amen, amen, and amen. Anybody got anything going on this weekend they need to let everybody know about, or an upcoming event, or something that's going on that they want to put out there right now before we get out of here?
Pat Robinson died.
Raheem.
Yes. Yes. And rest in peace. He did. Pat Robinson. He passed.
I don't know about the peace part, but he died.
Mm-hmm. And so sending prayers and condolences out to him and his family and the ministries that he was certainly a part of. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cassandra, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Willa, can we, and everyone on the line, can we please pray for the woman, Michelle? Because there is a brokenness in her, because when she started talking about being abused, and that caught my attention as a counselor immediately, she got teary, and emotional. So there is some brokenness in her. So I'm asking all of us to pray for her.
Yes.
That God would heal those places in her that are still hurt. And she's an older woman, it sounds like my age maybe.
Yeah.
So can we just pray for her this weekend as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know I will. And anybody else that can take a moment out and send up a prayer as well, please do so. Please do so. Anybody else? Good deal. Good deal. Well, it's been a great week. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now 10:45. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. That we shine some of this light on you from the morning glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great weekend. Take care of each other. See you Monday morning, 7 o'clock, if God says the same. You know that we're here every day, Monday through Friday. For the people that's first time here, we're here every day, Monday through Friday, from 7 until 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you come on back. We have great conversations, great dialogue. Want you to be a part of it. Have a great one.